I mean, you know, that sounds obvious, but you know, you just don't know how things are going to unfold, do you? You know, it's just...
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how to approach it. I don't know how to approach the night. I don't know if to be cautious. I don't know if to be aggressive. I don't know how to approach it. It's weird.
I think if your lap times are as good as you've been rumouring, I'd go for it.
How's the discussions been going over the week since you tried the dream car?
I've not said anything on that.
He hates it. He wants a Volkswagen.
Yeah, you need a Volkswagen.
Yeah, hang on, I'm just in the middle of something.
Why do you think I'm in a Beetle?
1960s Beetle at that. Yeah. Need a Volkswagen.
Need a Honda.
That's better, Liam. That's the pace you want, mate. Fucking hell.
I went a bit wide.
Well, that's even better then. So you maybe would have got.
I went a little bit wide.
So maybe you would have got a 38 then if you're not lost a couple of tenths going wide.
No, I mean, do you know that? Are you watching me at the moment, Matt?
No, I'm on track.
Right, Dan, you know where I'm on about, don't you?
Turn 1.
No, you're in front of me.
I don't know.
Right.
Describe the corner.
Well, I mean, we've just pretty much gone through it about. It was the third turn ago. No, maybe fourth now. Wait, I'll tell you when we get closer to it.
Yeah, I'm watching you now.
I'll tell you when I get to it. I'll show you what. In fact, yeah, I'm already slow on my time. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you, in fact, what I did.
I'm doing a high fuel run right now.
High fuel run?
Well, I'm running 20 litres, so...
Monkey Boy in the Acora next season.
I was running... I've just been running 40 litres.
Just threatened to send Dean to his ass. He'll shut up then.
The power of wet dreams.
Liam said to me earlier, Kelly, can I bribe you to keep the weather dry all the way through? I says, what's the bribe? He went, I'll let you meet and greet with Dean. I'm like, mate, you make me do a meet and greet with Dean, I'll make it thunderstorms throughout.
It's snow.
Fucking meet and greet with that fucking gun.
I thought he was going to offer you a blowjob.
No, I'm not that gay. I'm not actually gay at all, in fact.
You're not that gay? You sure?
No, I'm not gay. I'm not gay at all. Shut up.
You don't have to be gay to, you know, to earn 50 quid, do you?
Hey.
Right, I'm about to go round it now, Matt.
This corner. Yeah, you lose more time going wide than you do.
Look, I was like this.
Right, what's wrong with that?
Like that, through like that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Limits.
Yeah,
I've been doing that every time.
No, it's not, Liam. Two wheels is on the track.
You're still on the curb.
You're on the curb, two wheels are on the track, you're alright with that, that's fine.
Which corner are we talking about that Liam's cutting?
The quick right-hander before the quick right-hander into the stadium.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, get right up on the curb, man.
Yeah, all over the curb there, mate.
Yes, get right on it, right out on the fucking green.
Track
limits.
With
a wheel on the curb, like.
Track limits, Liam. Get a grip.
Track limits, man. Fucking hell.
That's track limits. That's too wide at turn 1. Monkey Boy sat there tonight thinking, I wish out. Why is he in the fucking... Monkey, why are you in the Porsche?
Just trying.
Oh! He's in the VW. Yeah, he's wide
in the Beetle.
He's on the grass. He wouldn't have done that in the Acora.
I don't know if we should call it the Beetle. We should call it the Petal.
I don't know. Did you not watch fucking Kieran last night? He kept touching that bit of grass and spinning.
He's going straight now.
Just lost it out of the pit lane.
Is it heavy cloud all the way through, Matt, or is it...
No, it's a bit lighter cloud for you tonight. It's like medium cloud into heavy cloud.
Fuck's sake, man.
I tell you what, the pro boys have got it so easy.
No, we fucking don't.
You are compared to what we had last night. What was that?
There should be rain.
Yes, it should be. We should have the same as what we had last night.
No. Just a bit in race 2 there should be.
There is a
no,
bit
because that means Gary, Little H, me, everyone who was watching last night knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not if I change it or make it longer. Or, yeah.
You ain't got a balls to make it snow.
You're right.
Don't fucking say that.
Although based on the weather we've had this year, it could snow next week at Donington. Let's not fucking.
Oh, shut
What
up.
would that be?
I swear to God, if it snows, I'll take double points.
If
Matt,
it
you heard
snows,
that?
you'll take double points. Right, I'm on
Matt,
it,
you
Dan.
heard it?
Yeah, I'm on it, Dan. Blizzard
Note it
condition.
down.
Blizzard-like conditions next Wednesday night.
No.
And
Like
then,
it actually
and then
happens,
Matt's looking out
Matthew.
the window and it's complete sunshine, like near enough 30 degrees, lovely weather, and then Project Cars just a blizzard.
Daniel Francis is half an hour away from Donington, and he'll be sat there like in shorts and a tank top on his back garden all day going, why has Matt put snow on?
Monkey, I've sent you a wet setup.
He's in the Merc,
Okay.
it's not going to matter. He's in the Porsche, it's not going to matter. Testing the Acora. Don't talk tactics. Somebody's just joined my stream to watch my personal stream, so don't talk
Hit
tactics.
lap 1, lap 2, and then lap 3, because of the damage I'll have.
Yeah.
Best
I've-
tactics.
So what?
Now that's
Nah,
either
nah,
Dean,
this is
because Dean
simple. What me
started
and
watching it
Jamie
last
are gonna
week,
do, we're
or
gonna half reward
I
it.
know one man who watches my personal stream a lot.
Daddy!
Gary watches my personal stream when I stream touring
Oi,
cars instead
Gary,
of watching it
mommy.
on Motives channel.
Getting
you know-
quicker.
I've seen enough of this bloody track already.
Ode Hockenheim.
Wait, so that you
Fucking
can
imprinted
actually
in
take
my
that
brain.
wide. Fuck's sake, I've been taking it really.
Right, run later, Kelly. We can test next week.
Yay.
Oh, bit unstable there, but that's fine.
Oh, I'm looking forward
Just
to a bit of
booking my
Donny's.
tickets, boys.
Looking forward to a bit of Donny testing later. Fucking yeah, boy.
Yeah, I need to practice.
Love Donny. Love Donny.
I like it. I just don't get on with it very well. It's those bloody two, the two up high
The two right,
corners.
McLean's and Coppice, just before the
Yeah.
Dunlop Straight.
Yeah,
um,
piss me off.
Coppice, tip for Coppice.
Piss me off.
You want to just brake before the brow of the hill at Coppice.
They're unsighted, aren't they? That's the problem.
Yeah, McLean's. You want to sort of, you know, you've got like a little left-hand bend, don't you? Before
Yeah.
you go into that first right-hander, you want to just stay as close to that left-hand bend as you can, and just after the left-hand bend, sort of brake, and then try and take a later apex, and then with the one after that that's slightly even more uphill, just brake just before the brow of the hill.
Alright, Matt, I see you there.
Yeah, that's a good time, Liam. What the fuck are you in? You been cutting corners?
He's in that Audi.
Well, I thought I cut the
He
corner.
thought he took track limits, but he hasn't.
There you go, Peaceful, that's my race pace.
Fuck my life.
Really?
Oh yeah, Zisku's in.
I am going to be absolutely nowhere near that.
Zisku, he's a pogger.
I got 40
I
litres
didn't
of
get
fuel.
into the I didn't get into the 30s all the time that I practiced everything. I never got in the 30s.
I'm pushing.
I didn't break the 1 minute
straight in the
40s.
140s.
I didn't break the 140s. I did a 141.3 was my very fastest lap at any point.
It's annoying that we can't class practice as lap records.
Yeah, what a shame. Sorry, Dan. Oh, I need to do the lap
Oh, well,
records from last
unlucky.
night.
Like you're not going to get the lap record in the race, Dan.
Probably not. I'm getting through the pack, mate. I've got to get through the pack. Probably got Liam spinning all the time in front of me. Or you.
It'll show your metal.
The big question is his Welshie on wheel or pad tonight? Because he actually had the wheel out. He had wheel out the other night, Peaceful.
What's that?
Welshie had wheel out the other night, so is he wheel or
Yeah.
pad tonight? That would be the interesting one.
I'm on the pad right now. God, that's hard work on the pad nowadays, isn't it? Once you've been on the
Yeah.
wheel so long, the pad is so, like, primitive.
Primitive.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's
Oh,
like,
maybe
you know,
it's like a medieval TV show, why don't you?
Who the?
it's
keeps
like
watching
almost
my stream?
agricultural.
Head over
That's
to
the
Simply
word, I don't
Motorsport.
know.
Right, I best leave this
That's my
session.
pace.
Where is that race?
Mid.
So quick. People
Not
say
bad.
that,
Yeah, probably my race.
Liam,
What?
are you a pogger?
I am the Bogger. No,
Oh.
King Bogger.
King Pogs.
Oh, King Belland.
King Dingaling.
Ding-a-ling, my 'Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where you about with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling? Where My teammate's on fucking finally.
How many laps is this?
18, mate.
18, my mate.
18, my mate. Peaceful explosion.
Oi, Matt, you have no right.
Not heard him say it yet tonight.
Only I am.
Just wait a minute.
Not heard him say it yet.
Just wait.
Quicker.
He's waiting till he's done a time and then he's saying it. I don't know what you're on about.
Tis the 27th for the 5th, yeah. Everything seems alright. Driver roster, Andy D, Biggs, Brazier, Emo, Gary, Keys,
My headset's back.
Bang, save. Get ready for the little bit. Enable auto start.
So if you could just stay
Yeah,
there,
I've just set up in
Kelly, and let me get your slipstream, that would be absolutely perfect.
Christmas already?
I wish.
We all wish. Oh, Kelly. Oh,
Try and match your
shit.
times, Liam.
Christmas come early when you and Peaceful are in that car next season.
Your wish is long off.
Nah,
Did you just
mate.
drop it, Liam?
What was your words the other day?
No.
This car is
you
not
did.
bad with a setup.
I did say that, but I didn't say I'd go in it.
No.
No.
This is true.
He definitely said he was going in it for season 4.
No, I don't think he's that stupid.
Oh, no.
You don't know me.
He's only ever going to go back in that is if Dean's in pro.
Yeah, 15's his teammate.
Exactly. That's the only time he's allowed to. Dean's told him. Told him to wait till he comes up and then told him to get fucked with Peaceful.
Dean's words. I can vouch for that one as well, Liam.
Yeah.
Alright, Jamie, my mate.
JB's here.
My mate, Jamie. Getting all the wins. Well, they better be getting all the wins, should I say.
Jamie couldn't win if you paid him to. He'll lag out.
I'll fucking bribe. I'll bribe Talk with Dean. Then again, I bet Sky's already told Talk about him.
Said and done.
Is Jamie still halfway through eating his dinner?
He'll get the Hoover out in a minute.
You what?
He'll be getting the Hoover out in a minute.
Oh, that's a line.
Oh shit. There's a twitching off.
Headset keeps, controller's dying. For Peaceful, that's why he's not there at the minute. It's not good.
Peaceful, I think you need a new headset or controller or whatever.
I'll trade him if I can have his internet.
Oh, Jamie, how could you be so horrible? Like, I was speaking to you and you wouldn't even speak back. Terrible.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I feel like that about Liam as well.
I mean, yeah, usually people do say
my
that.
pad seems to stop charging for some reason.
Can you just make sure your pad like dies halfway through race, maybe even the
It doesn't
wheel?
matter if my pad dies, I can still race Liam, I just can't talk.
No, make sure your wheel dies then it's fine.
Wheel won't die. Yeah, for some reason my pad keeps turning off and I don't know why. It's fucking plugged in.
Right, that's why my is lagging a bit. Just trying to do 2 updates at the same time.
The
Fucking hell, Jamie, you can't do anything at the same time. I'd turn them fuckers off.
Nah.
he's hard pushed to breathe and wank.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of concentration to be fair, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm going for a nervous wee.
Good luck.
Oh, Dan, you don't need a nervous poo today. Oof.
Why?
I went for a shit earlier. It was that
God.
fucking. It was that massive, mate. The size of it. I think I'm shit for all of you pro lads. Right,
I
back
don't
to 2
know.
seconds.
I have a massive shit. I don't know.
I mean, if I can keep this pace up, I might just slip into the 38. No, I've gone down.
You'll
too
be
much.
alright when the snow comes.
Fuck off. Don't you dare even say that. I don't fucking like snow. I think it knows it. Oh. I was 2/10 up on my time, but never mind.
Patience, Liam. Patience.
I know.
And consistency.
That's my problem.
What, patience or consistency?
Both.
Oh, both, thank you.
When I'm trying to get past someone, I get too impatient, start braking late, and that's when I end up fucking myself over.
Who's that behind me? That's your mate, DB. I'll pull to the side for him. Same with Monkey.
He's in the party here with us, isn't he?
Thanks.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
There we go. Ian's Wi-Fi's on red.
Not in session yet.
You don't sound brilliant there, Jamie. I've got to admit.
Literally, I
Jamie.
come back.
Like I said last
and
week, I'll
play it-
goof a stein at you if your internet goes down.
Yeah, it's gone on red. I'll be back.
Jamie, do you
I'm
have
resetting it.
anything like, like use your iPad or a phone or anything to stream data? Like Kieran does?
Mm.
Do you use anything like that shows you the tyre pressures on a different device?
No.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
so it's
Can you
not
do
your
that?
UDP. Yeah, but it's a UDP port you activate on one of the menu settings.
Can
and
we
I
get that
found
in
when
English,
I've had that, the lag I get is fucking unreal.
Literally, all
I didn't
have is a
realise you could do
TP
shit
link,
like
which I
that.
think-
I need
Yeah, you
English.
can have it on an external device, so you can have all your tyre pressures and everything.
Yeah, I think the problem might be the TP link, but I don't want to pull it out just tonight in case it's not that. Then I got to try and set it all back up again.
You shouldn't have to. Oh yeah, I suppose you got to reset your. You mean for your PlayStation? It's easy to set
Yeah.
a wired connection up though compared to a wireless. It'd
Yeah,
be
but
hard.
yeah, I was going to say mine,
Can turn me up.
but my PlayStation is right too far away from my router. Couldn't have a wire.
Alright, let's get the Toy Story notebook done with the pit stop names.
Ah, Toy Story notebook.
Kelly
Sticky pages and everything.
Not that far.
I'll be back in a second.
I mean, that'd be a bit wrong if you've got sticky pages in a kid's book.
Wow.
No, I mean, it's not really a kid's book, is it? Just
Well,
I own the book.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Toy
Yeah,
Story.
you didn't take it out of the kiddie library or anything.
But I mean, Toy Story's a kids' film, so.
Is it?
With adult references though, have a look at all the Pixar and Disney animation. You'll find a lot.
I've never noticed an adult thingy
That
in it.
doesn't surprise me, Lynn. No offence to you, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, I realised the hand that you see in Jurassic Park.
Just. Plus, who says Disney's for kids?
Exactly.
Well, I
Can
mean,
I-
Disney.
Well, no, I don't think they do.
There's lots of adult jokes in Toy Story and Shrek and all that.
Yeah, all of them have it.
Yeah. With Shrek. Shrek's DreamWorks.
Universal.
Yeah, same meat, different gravy.
Same meat, different gravy. Yeah, whatever. Sure. Didn't know you
Right.
put meat and
I'm gonna
gravy.
go join the party with D-Bigs.
Yeah, see you later,
Right,
bud.
Rob. Good luck, man.
Yeah, good luck, Dan.
Jamie, is Jamie gone?
Yeah.
Jamie's gone.
I
Yeah,
was going to get him and check
his
that
internet.
system thing, but oh well. Someone will be gone.
I mean, I would say tell me and I'll tell him, but I mean, I don't know what
You'll
the
be in the
fuck's you're on
game,
about,
so it won't make a difference. Alright. Good luck, guys. I'm going to go and start a party. Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in a party with
Alright,
Kelly, so best luck.
Well, hello again.
Hello.
Dan didn't sound very happy. Has he said anything to you?
He's not said anything to me.
Didn't sound very
I
cheerful.
know he's got a new headset, so that's why he sounds a bit different, but he's not said anything.
Right. Yeah. Probably nothing. Probably a little bit nervous about tonight, isn't he? Because he has got pace.
Yeah, I think he's more... Yeah. Dan gets like that a bit on a Friday when he seems to be doing well. On F1, he seems to get a bit quiet.
Yeah, he gets a little bit pressured when he's, when he's got an opportunity to do well.
Yeah.
I think he was very similar with the BMX, to be honest. He would be a bit like that. He used to beat himself up terrible about fucking losing.
Yeah.
He's a much better loser than he used to be.
All right. To be fair, I've always took losing quite all right. To be fair, I've never been that bad a loser.
Yeah, I said it in BMX racing. And I say it in here, mind you. I'm beginning to get a fucking belief that I can actually fucking, well, not win the championship, but really do really well. But yeah, in BMX, I was, and this really, as long as I have a fair and fun fight, then. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'll always shake the hand of the man I have a fair fight. I mean, last night Fury was, me and Fury had some good battles. I thought it was clean. Do you know what I mean? All the mistakes that Fury made, he made on his own. They weren't my fault, or whatever. And we had a good, clean battle, same as I had with Kieran as well. And Fury came off on top that one. So I like to have have my elbows out and have a battle.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it'd be boring if you just qualify and then pole and then win every day, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Where is everybody tonight?
Don't know. What are we missing then? There's only 11 in so far, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, 2 at that, and that's us 2 at that as well.
Yeah. Yes.
11 in. Who are we missing? Phil in the Acora. Gary Craig.
Yeah.
Jamie. Mazda Keegs, although Mazda's not fucking racing apparently.
Is he not? Why not?
Doesn't like the track. Yeah. I'll tell Lewis Hamilton when he doesn't like a track. Just don't race, pal.
I don't like Catalunya. I'm still going to fucking go round.
Yeah.
Jesus. Shut up.
Little leech. So Craig. Gary.
So last weather slot is it the last slot?
For race 2, so it should come towards the end of race 2.
Yeah, in the last 4 laps or so, yeah?
4, 5, maybe 6 laps, yeah, I'd imagine so. I've got both them courses in. We've got both the Ginettas in. We've got both of Dan and D Biggs. We've got both Monkey Boy and Peaceful. We've only got Liam. We've only got Craig at the minute. Jamie's just joined, so we've got both the Audis.
D Biggs, is he in?
Yeah, D Biggs and Dan's in. We're literally just missing Gary, Keegs, Mazda, Phil, Sutty, but I think Sutty's at work tonight, so that's why he's not here.
Right. I'm interested to see how the Ginettas get on again.
I think Sector 2 and 3, the Ginetta and Acora could be strong again. Quite a lot of corners for them to...
Yeah.
A lot of slow corners as well for them to do quite well on.
Yeah, certainly around the stadium and stuff like that, isn't it? Yeah.
I was saying to Peaceful earlier that I think your Merc could be good Sector 1, but then come Sector 2, 3, you could have a good fight with the Ginetta Acora. And then obviously the Porsche and Audi, I think, will be the strong car around here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a shame that they haven't got the same conditions as last night, because that was really hard work.
Yeah. You saw who can drive and who can't drive, because the minute it started training, like people like Dean looked quick in the dry, you know what I mean, catching NJ with people spinning and that, picking up places towards a podium. I think by yourself and Disco before it rained, Dean was probably like the 3rd quickest driver on the track. The minute it rained, just awful. Kieran, awful. A few others. Disco obviously had his problems in the wet with it not changing his tyres properly and stuff, but
he was dropping it. He dropped it first corner lap 2 for a second race, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently.
Disco.
Apparently, he didn't load his setup were loaded, but it didn't load him on the wets. It loaded him on the hards.
Right.
Now I know all the time. Sometimes when it does load from qualifying to race, it doesn't. Even though it says your setup's loaded, it's not always. So always
check
sort of
everything.
check. Yeah.
That's the habit I've certainly got in, is just to check everything.
Yeah, no, I'm saying qualifying to race, make sure that the setup is loaded. If it's not, quickly load it. And I think that was his problem. I think he said it said it was loaded. He hasn't checked it. It's obviously not loaded it. It's just said it has. Yeah. And then he's readied up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it seemed to be more the older boys who were kind of hanging on to things. Although Exmart, I mean, he did well in the first one. My God, did he whinge after he got hit a few times.
I mean, to be fair, Alfie,
Christ.
I don't know what Alfie was doing. The second one less so than the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, he had a bit of a slide and he tried to catch it, and I think he'd started to catch it and just crept forward a little bit. He'd not stopped still. He was still sliding when Exmart had caught him. But the first one, I see why he was complaining.
Well, yeah, he wasn't just complaining, he kept on whinging. I mean, he was, he got hit a few times in race 2, and, do you know what I mean? God, he did go on about it. There you go. But that's I've kind of got used to that with Exmart.
Yeah. Well, we're going. In fact, now we're going ready up.
Yeah.
Load the track map in practice for me, so when the people join, I'll be able to see them join, so I can jot their names down as they come in.
Yep. Remind me if I forget, but I'll do it first.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'll try to. Where's my glasses? Because I can't see my fucking tablet. When did they rebuild the track? In 2000? No, 2002.
Someone else joined? Not I can see. Oh, you've got rid of my list, mate.
Oh, not that one.
We're going live.
Alright.
You've got rid of my list. I can't see their names. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. Here for the Pro Series tonight, we've got the best of the best out there on track in the Pro category. A few drivers still just turning up, but they have the 20-minute practice session to get in for this evening's event. We will get the list of names up. Kelly's just working on that one now, as we can't see the current standings, but at the minute we've got an interesting lineup. I'm Matthew Duffin, taking you through the action as always. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Kelly Davis. Kelly, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very, very well. And happy to be here in the dry.
We've got the wrong thing on screen, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
We've got the full list that's covering the screen.
And you want standings
for the side, yes. There we go.
Oh yeah, no, that's on my screen.
Oh no, yeah, it's just you've just turned it off on my. Yeah, we're back. We've got it. We're there.
Yay!
We're there.
Yeah.
Professional as always. 12 drivers
Absolutely.
in the lobby. Oh, I say 12. Oh, she's just disconnected, so hopefully he can get back in. He's got plenty of time to do so. If you missed last night's race, go back and check out the Pro-Am. What crazy scenes we had. Some real rain around last night that caused a lot of drama and a lot of action. Poor old Disco Face with a few problems as, that doesn't look good for Jamie already. We'll keep off of that one. But Kelly, you obviously raced last night, got a good few results.
Yeah.
Two second places. How was it last night?
Wet, very, very wet. To the point there was this guy on the edge of the track with a big boat loading up giraffes, two lions, two tigers. It was absolutely sodden, to the point where parts of the race I was half throttle on the straights. It was so wet last night. I think the Pro Boys got it easy.
Yeah, it looks pretty dry tonight. There is rain a bit forecast a little bit later on tonight, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for that one, as we have lost Emo Guy, Walshy and Big Boy Brazier, so hopefully they're... I know Emo Guy as well suffers with a few internet connections. Hopefully they can all get back in. We are down to 9 drivers on the grid. Gary's running a little late. He's texted me. We have got Phil in. Sorry, I just got a text message from Rabbit Joe, who's on the session tonight. He's just asking for the cut-off for double points. Obviously, there is one person taking their double points tonight. We'll get to that just before race 2, like we always do. We don't want to jinx them just before the race. The evening starts. But Kelly, Hockenheim, Germany, very interesting circuit. Do you know a bit about it? What have you got for us?
Oh, a little bit. Hockenheim's been a strong favourite on the Formula 1 circuits for a long, long time, although the last couple of years I don't think they've had the finances to be able to put the Formula 1 events on. It's half of the original track where Little Leach we're on board with now, and half of it was redesigned in 2002 by Herman Tilke. I think it was the first Herman Tilke designed track, or half designed. So basically from turn 1 right round until you get back into the complex, around the Mercedes Stadium and so on and so forth, is all Herman Tilke design. So this bit we're on at the moment, as we come up towards the Mercedes grandstand, which I believe Mercedes have pulled out their sponsorship as well, which has also hurt Hockenheim in the last few years. But it's a Grade 1 FIA circuit. The current lap record in a Formula 1 car, obviously, is Kimi Räikkönen in the McLaren 2004 with a 1:13.7. So that's flying. We're not going to see any 1:13.7s tonight. We might see some high 30s, or definitely some high 30s, but not all the way down there. So still used for DTM and stuff like that. Big favourite with DTM. It's one of those circuits where you've got to kind of not run the curbs too much. The curbs can do you harm, and there's other points on the track where you really need to run the curbs or you're going to be nowhere. So a bit of track knowledge here is what's needed. So looking to see how these Pro Boys get on with it.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting one tonight. Just to give you a heads up, Unorthodox has a qualifying ban for race 1 due to his incident with Keegs last week at the very end. For those who missed what I'm talking about, basically Keegs got the run on him out the bus stop chicane, and Dan kind of illegally blocked him and forced Keegs into the wall, which, very uncharacteristic from Dan, but frustrations run high when you're in the car. I'm sure he's getting a bit annoyed at how quick the Mercedes was. So he will serve a qualifying ban for race 1. Everybody else is fit to qualify. I say everybody else, I mean at the minute Dan's going to start P10. We do believe there's no Sooty Apex tonight. We'll have to see who else isn't turning up. But I mean, we've still not yet got Emo Guy, Jamie Brazier or Welshie back in, so clearly suffering with internet connections. In fact, Jamie Brazier just texted me, might not make race 1, Wi-Fi's crashed completely, so not the start to the evening that he's wanting. Evening 2, Don Productions and Smithy in the chat. Little Leach as well is there. Evening to Fury, Dean Wasocki, The Wall, let's go, Dan and Emo Guy and Andy, hey Martin Kelly. Football practice finished now, watching you guys to calm down. And Amina Onzar, apologies if I've mispronounced that. She's just retracted a message. It said, evening guys, apologies if I have, or he, apologies again if I've got your sex wrong. Not quite sure on Amina.
Good effort, mate. Good effort. If you ask me, can't be far wrong.
Amina Onzar. So evening. Nice of you to join us. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Just looking at the comments, the Smithy Leachy Legends are the best of the best, apparently. No other real chat. Come aboard Dan and Emo Guy and Andy from The Wall. No other chat for anybody else just yet. We're hoping we get the other drivers on the grid. Meant to have a full 15-car grid, but a few Wi-Fi problems and, a few other bits has. Someone's in. Emo Guy's got himself back in the session, so that's what we want to see at the minute. Kelly, what's your predictions?
What is my predictions? That's good. Good shot. I know what Dan's pace has been round here, so if he had qualified, he would have been at the sharp end. If he had qualified, he would have been at the sharp end. So I think he's going to So it'll be interesting to see what Dan makes of this evening. He's on his back foot not being able to qualify, so we'll see what he does. I'm thinking it's going to be D-Biggs. It's going to be a Porsche one, I think. And, I would like to do well, but, the Mercs were strong last night, but the wet, it was really hard to get a judge of what was quick and what wasn't, because it was mostly wet last night. We had very little dry running. So, Fury was quick last night as we expected him to be. But once, my teammate Nicky, Prolapse Nicky, when he had dries on towards the end of the second race, he was flying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as Liam gets a little bit back end out, but that's practice. That's what we're here for. So I'm going to say Porsches. I think Gary and Craig are going to be strong. I think D Biggs is going to be strong. Watch out for Dan coming through. That would be my predictions.
Yeah. I think you're quite right. I was quite surprised last night how well the Mercedes actually did, because I've done a lot of testing this week around this track with a few people in the Mercedes, and it doesn't strike me as a Mercedes favoured track. I've struggled all week in the Mercedes. I had to make a lot of tweaks here and there setup wise just to sort of get comfortable in the Mercedes. So you're right, watch out for the Porsches. The other cars I'm interested to see what happens like, and I know I say this every week, but the Acura and the Ginetta, coming from the disastrous Daytona where they had to damage limitate themselves because of how quick a circuit Daytona is, they come to Hockenheim where the Ginetta and the Acura really could be, especially Sector 2 and 3, a strong looking car. We'll have to keep our eyes on that one. We've got Emo Guy and Welshie back in. Keegs as well. Now, just to note, Keegs, Mazda not yet in the session. Change of car for Mazda and Keegs. They drop all the points they have scored. They have gone from the Mercedes-Benz. They have gone to the Audi. So they have forfeited all points scored and have changed their car. They now cannot change for the rest of the season.
Sorry, my friend. I was zoned out looking at the chat. And just before I go any further, hiya, Beth. Sorry, who were you saying swapped cars?
Keegs and Mazda to the Audi.
Keegs and Mazda,
yes.
right. Yeah. Oh, it's unlike Mazda to change cars, isn't it?
Oh, it's very unlike Mazda to change cars. I wonder why he's done that one. We'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Evening to Beth, Maze Gamer, and Tony, Fury's granddad, and Smithy. Gary for the win, D-Big second, Little each third. So he's clearly going for all three Porsche drivers. Yeah. I mean, that one's not unrealistic.
That's Smithy from last night.
Smithy from last night, Yes. Ariel
Hello,
says Big Boy Brazier for the win in the R8 if he races. Ariel obviously is Don Productions who raced in the R8 last night.
Evening, Tom. Welcome along.
Don had a cracking night in the R8 last night.
He did, yeah.
In which the R8 proved it could cope with the Merc and the Porsche last night. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, he was going really well last night, and was a bit of a contender. I have to keep my eye on him every race. It seems to be, he always seems to be there or thereabouts. So yeah, he had a good run, very good run last night. So a lot of mistakes from the Pro-Am boys last night, but the nature of last night's weather. If you haven't had an opportunity, once you're done here this evening or tomorrow, go back and have a look. It was absolute crazy race, especially the start of race 2. It was interesting to say the least.
Very interesting. Smithy's just said, "Wouldn't say I race, Kelly." I think he means he just turns up more than race. Evening to JR. Welcome along. Good evening, everybody. Fury, Gary first, Andy second, and Dan third from the back of the grid.
No, hang on a minute. Hang on, Beth. What? Hope you're all well. Didn't tell you did last night. I was busy and missed it.
Yeah.
What kind of super fan is she supposed to be?
Well, she starts work tomorrow, Kelly. She's been getting a lot of things ready for tomorrow. She starts work.
She's what, sorry?
She starts her new job tomorrow. She should be getting a lot of things ready for her new job. That's why she may have missed it. Although I see she's not. Although she's not missed tonight, where Gary's turned up.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Funny that
how
one.
about you did everything tonight and watched me last night? She can hold on to her KLF 900 t-shirt for now, as there's a new job coming. But just a little bit more commitment next time, please, Beth.
Yeah, future reference,
come
Beth.
on. Yeah, absolutely. What's her job? What's she starting?
She started working at Centre Parks.
Oh, that's fun.
Housekeeping at Centre Parks. So,
cool.
Should be good. Fury saying,
excellent.
Gary first, Andy second, Dan or Unorthodox third. So Unorthodox third from the back of the grid. That could be an interesting one to keep our eye out on. JR, Andy and Emo Guy for the podium, says JR. And Aidan Bennett. So this is what Hockenheim looks like in the dry. Yes. Welcome to a dry Hockenheim, Aidan. If you're not used to what it looks like, this is what a dry Hockenheim looks like. It's amazing,
it looks like
isn't it?
Yeah, really quite nice actually in the dry, isn't it?
I wouldn't say, Aidan, it's as easy to dry it's as easy to drive in the wet as what it was in the dry. It's still a bit of a handful, as we have got Jamie Brazier back in, so he's managing to make the first race. So we have got 14 of the 16 runners. The only person who is missing is Mazda then. Obviously Sutty, we know, is away tonight due to work commitments. I'm just going to run you through the table, if that's all right, Kelly. While we've got 7.5.
Okay, I was going to do a lap.
You take us through a lap as we're about to start.
Right, we're on board with D Biggs in the 1960s Beetle. Cross the line. This is the original circuit. Turn 1. You want to cut the corner just over the orange bit. That's it. Stay right off that curb, because that is a nightmare. So high, it'll kick you all over the place. Short squirt down to the right-hander. Lots of brakes. This turns right round on itself. You're now onto the new part of the circuit. I say new, it's 20 years old. Turn 3, tricky. Don't stay off the curb. If it gets wet, then there's going to be a puddle across there. Very tricky turn 3. Flat scat down the back straight. This is, although I say back straight, as you can see, it's curved, but it's a long progressive curve that doesn't really bother you. Come over to the left-hand side. Brake where the curbs are. Down all the gears, because you've got this tight hairpin here. Pick up the apex. Try and stay off the curb and not run too wide. Get the power down, because you're going to suffer all the way down through this straight. Next right-hander is easy flat in the dry, off it in the wet. Just rub the apex over to the right hand side, brake at the end of that curve just before the 50-metre board. It's another tight one, not bothering the apex too much there, Dom, and we come on to what was the old circuit again, and just up to the complex. This right-hander, easy to go wide, so tuck in, take lots of curb. Lots, no more than that. That's it, right up on the curb, as you see a twitch on the way out. This is the Vettel corner, where all the championship and his form and his whole career went down the toilet just about there. So through the left-handers, we're into the stadium. You can go flat through here in the dry, just touch the curb on the right-hand side, down a couple of gears, brake, and this can be tricky. Easy to run wide like D Biggs has there. Tuck it back in. Don't run wide, because it's gravel out there. Cross the line. If you're quick, you're in the 38s or better, which D Biggs and Unorthodox are. So, yes. Whew, that's Hockenheim.
That is Hockenheim. Now I'll let you have a breather, Kelly, while I run you through the championship tables at this moment in time. 5.5 minutes left of practice sessions at the moment, and then we get into the serious stuff of qualifying. But it's your 2-times champion, Gary 131, who's leading the way here by 15 points from Jamie Brazier, who's already having internet trouble tonight. He is not going to want that to continue as he goes through his evening. D Biggs then sits in P3, 16 points off the back of Gary, with Little each Gary's teammate in 4th, only 18 points off, so it's quite tight between the three. Andy then sits in P5 after a poor Daytona. He's down into 5th, with Dan and Peaceful tied in P6 then on 26 points. Peaceful's obviously taken his double points already last week at Daytona. Not too much success for himself, but he's taken them nonetheless. This man Phil on screen, him and Sutty have raced 2 races each. Phil's here tonight. They've not yet raced together this season due to their work, the way where they work. But Phil is then in 8th place on 23 points after a great opening 2 rounds at Spa. Rabbit Joe then is in 9th place on 21 points, with Monkey Boy making up the top 10. Sutty's P11 with That Bozzy Boy in P12. Emo Guy is P13 with Welshie 14th, and then Mazda and Keegs, after their points deduction due to changing cars, are 15th and 16th. And in the Constructors, it's the Leachy Legends leading the way. The 2-times Constructors champions are leading the way here from Shake and Bake Motorsport. The Porsches of Dan and D Biggs. Iron Brew Racing of That Bozzy Boy and Big Boy Brazier sit 3rd. The 2 Mercedes-Benz of Peaceful and Monkey Boy are 4th for GQ Motorsport. The Ginettas on screen now. The class of 97 Ginettas are in P5. Excuse me, the Run Flat Racing Acoras are in 6th, ahead of the Straight Line Racing Porsches of Welshie and Rabbit Joe. And Simplay Racing in the Audi now, not the Mercedes-Benz, are last on no points. Now, while we just had Phil on screen there, Kelly, obviously he missed last week because he was on the night shift at work. He's back this week. Had a very good Spa. Good set of results in the Acura. Are we expecting him, if he can take that form from Spa to this, to have another good night tonight, or?
Yeah, possibly. We laugh and we joke about the Hondas and the Acuras and so on and so forth. And I want to see how the season unfolds for Phil. Do you know what I mean? And how this Acura does kind of fare in some tracks and in others. Where is he? In 10th. He's not setting the world on fire at the moment. So we'll see how we go. And he might be sandbagging. You never know. I just wanted to bring your attention to the 2 Ginettas. As as I was just when I noticed it, it was unorthodox from D Big. So Porsche, and Jamie Brazier's putting a quick lap now. But the Ginettas, 4th and 5th. Look, that's not too shabby at all. I think they'll be worth paying attention to, the two Ginettas, because we haven't seen them. They're an unknown to us most of the time, aren't they, the Ginettas? And always interesting to see how they go on different circuits. But
and they're another one as well, Kelly, aren't they? Andy had a good... Andy, all right, Emo Guy struggled at Spa, but Andy had a great Spa taking a win in that Ginetta. Like Phil, it's a car that, like we said a bit earlier, Sector 2 and 3, the Ginetta could and Acura can be really strong. Andy seeming to have the one lap kind of pace that Phil maybe doesn't have, but the Ginetta, like the Acura, could be in for a really solid night. And with Emo Guy looking like he's getting used to that Ginetta, could the Class of 97 boys really score big points tonight?
Well, let's hope so, because I think they need it, don't they, for sure. But we're on board with Jamie in the shopping trolley Volkswagen. Going really quite quickly with that. Where's his teammate? Where's Liam? Down in 12th at the moment. 12th. Liam can go quicker than that. We know he can go quicker than that. Liam's been putting in the hours and the practice trying to get on top of this track, and still getting to grips with being in pro, isn't he?
Yeah, getting to grips with being in pro, getting to grips to a new track on the calendar and the car. Don't forget, he's raced 2 years in the Porsche, so has changed to the Audi for this year with Jamie Brazier. So he's kind of not just learning the track and not just learning the fact that he's got to pick up his pace a little bit because he's in with the top boys. He's got to relearn a car. So it's a lot of things here that he's got to kind of learn in one go, hasn't he? As he's going on the job. Again, Liam had a good spot, got a 5th place, I think, his highest finish this season. Can we see more of that? I know he struggled this week around this track. Not a big lover of this circuit. I mean, as a few of us aren't, do you know what I mean? A lot of us have been a bit envious of this circuit and haven't really enjoyed it, but Liam more so than others as well. Next week we're at Donington Park, so a bit more of a fan favourite kind of track. Maybe not to drive, but definitely a fan favourite track. Are you a fan of Hockenheim? Not as a driver, as a spectator?
Not particularly.
No, same here.
No, not as a spectator. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat this evening. It's okay. I'd probably prefer it to Nürburgring, Nürburgring GP. But I mean, it's got some history here. The complex section through here, I actually preferred the classic Hockenheim with the long run through the forest, and that used to throw up some real hot racing. I mean, it's a fast track, and it used to. And especially if it rained, because the rain would hold in the trees, and used to be a really great track. And I kind of miss that, and I feel that Hockenheim was kind of ruined when they changed it in 2002. But that's there's much worse tracks. Catalonia.
Yeah, well, which is coming up in 2 weeks' time. Jim, halfway through your sentence says Andy's gone quickest with a 38.7 in the Ginetta. So the Ginetta really showing how quick it can be today. So just 0.07 of a second quicker than Big Boy Breaks. It's tight at the top, isn't it, between the top 5? Bit of a gap then back to Peaceful and Monkey Boy. Gary, I mean, is he showing his pace? He was low down at Daytona and then all of a sudden came through to absolutely dominate Daytona last week, a pole and 2 wins. So I mean, is that Gary's true pace? We'll have to wait and see. Sorry, mate. I was just waiting to finish Dan's lap because I think he's got a bit more. If he can make it, he might be sandbagging it as well. But I think he's got a little bit more in that car, and I'm just wondering, as he doesn't get to qualify for this one, that he was just going to... He's quarter second up at the moment. 2/10 up, so that's good enough for P1 at the end of this session. Just looking as well, from 8th down to 12th place here, only separated by half a second from in the bottom 4 sort of thing, but before you look at Welsh and Keegs, 8th down to 12th, all separated by half a second, so quite tight down there as well. In fact, actually, look, going from Peaceful in 6th is only 0.6 of a second. So, 0.6 of a second between 6th and 12th. That's not too bad. As Dan flashes his lights and goes quickest in the session.
Quickest. Quickest in the session. Didn't quite make the 37s.
No. But that's some serious pace, though, from Dan.
That is. We know he's been running well all week. So worth watching from the back. For
I think
sure.
we've got 1 or 2 cars. There we go. We are just finished. So the last one would have crossed the line and finished. So that is practice done for here on in. And Unorthodox is quickest, but has a qualifying ban, so will start P14. Master's still got 10 minutes to get in and qualify if he is to get here. But well, I mean, hopefully he turns up. We'd love to see him turn up. But
Yes,
at the minute, he's not here. Obviously, we know Sutty is away. So then, 10 minutes with the shorter qualifying format. Used to be 20, it's now 10 due to the practice session. Guys, sort of, what we're seeing already, Pro-Am, is the guys not hanging around anymore in the pits for an opening or for the track to rubber in or see what people are doing. It's everybody seems to get straight out of the pits and everybody seems to get on the pace here tonight. Like you say, Kelly, not a lot of time to really to mess around anymore.
I mean, I don't know what the other cars do, but certainly the Porsche in dry conditions, it takes a lap or two to get its tyres in the optimum position. It's certainly, you know, I can only speak for my own setups and my own experiences. But for me, it's like, you know, you go out for a qualifying session, and your first flyer, the tyres are still cold.
Yeah.
You need that second or third lap to start really making your speed. I mean, I just fuel for qualifying and go out and run the whole session. So yeah, these guys got to get on with it, especially, you know, if that's the characteristics of the Porsche for everyone. There's a lot of Porsches out there that want to get up to temperature, so they've got to get on with it. 10 minutes is no time in a qualifying session, is it?
Yeah, no, rightly so. Just looking at the qualifying stats I have in front of me here, Gary131 has an average qualifying position of 5th. He's got an 8th and a 1st at the minute so far this season. Looking at other noticeable drivers, Andy with a 1st and a 9th, his average qualifying is 5th as well at the moment. Who else have we got that's got a real difference? D-Big's 2nd and 6th. His average qualifying is P4. So what can he do in this qualifying session? Other people like Mazda as well, a 6th and a 2nd in terms of qualifying. 1 average qualifying of 6. Obviously, the new little graphics we've got, or the stats I've got in front of me, the average will sort of change obviously as we go more into the season and get more qualifying stats in the bag.
Who's the top qualifier then?
Top qualifier, most pole positions.
Yeah, who, on average, who qualifies highest, or who's taken the most?
Most pole positions is Peaceful with 2. Andy and Gary have 1 between them. Peaceful's qualifying 1 average is 4th. Mazda's is 4th, so is the Bigsters Unorthodox. So the best is 4th place, and there's 4 of them on that.
Right.
You've got a few drivers who average qualifying 5th as well. So a few drivers average qualifying. Do you want to know your average qualifying, Kelly, after 3 races?
Yeah, just for a laugh.
Let's have a laugh. Your average qualifying 1 is P6. With a best of 5th. Your average qualifying 2 is P8 with a best of 1st. So, you know, that's probably because 2 of the races you finished where you've not been able to qualify.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. I'm finding that my strength isn't qualifying, so, you know.
Now, Keegs here hasn't yet gone out to do a qualify. He's not been out in practice. He's not got.
Who's that? Keegs hasn't been out.
Yeah, Keegs. He's not been out for practice. He's still not out yet for qualifying. So, I mean, he will start ahead of Dan automatically, as you can see there. But he needs to want to make sure he's out on track. Dan will start 14th unless Master gets himself in the bag, which actually, I mean, I know obviously a lot of other people's average qualifying hasn't come in yet, but that actually ruins his average qualifying down to 7th from 4th on average due to his qualifying ban. So it's going to be interesting to see what these other guys can do. He is a quick man. He is the man who could get pole position. Guys, get your comments in now for who you're tipping for pole. 19 people watching, 13 likes. Do hit that thumbs up button. Little each, what can he do in this one? Had a good Daytona. Can he follow that up with a strong Spa then? As I think I've just seen Jamie back in the pits and left again. So that's not what Jamie wants. His emo guy, the first man into the 39s. He's already starting with the good pace.
Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, cracking banker lap. Absolutely. It's going to go quicker than that, though. There's going to be another second on top of that. So, maybe. Going to put him probably, if he stays on that, what's it going to put him? Probably halfway down the field, isn't it? But I'm sure Andy goes quicker. So I'm sure I'm sure Emo will go quicker, and I'm sure Andy will as well. 38 D Biggs, first man in the 38s. 38.9 as we're on board for I thought I'd stay on a lap for Leachy, see how we got on. He's just through turn 1 and stays off that curb.
Yeah, and interesting here as well. Look, Phil went back into the pits. Emo Guy and Andy have gone straight back into the pits as well. So not wanting to make sure that their lap times are, they're keeping up that constant pace. They're going into the pits quite early on here. D Biggs is purple through sector 1, according to the time screen on my phone. He's purple through that first sector, so it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on him. Looking at others as well, they all seem fine at the moment. Few green sectors, obviously. Maybe the tyre's getting up to a bit of temperature like Kelly was saying earlier. But Little Leach into the hairpin corner. And you don't have to click the apex, that hairpin corner, do you? It is actually a bit quicker. Oh, we've lost a driver. Oh, who have we lost?
Don't know.
Oh, no, have we lost a driver? No, there is still 14. No,
14,
there is 14. Not sure what happened there. There is still 14 drivers. She's gone purple middle sector as Jamie goes purple sector 1. Monkey Boy's now gone purple middle sector. So we're starting to see these tyres get up to a bit of temperature and start to warm themselves up a bit more. We're seeing these times change all in all. At Little Leach, 4/10 up on a lap that's 1.6 slower than Biggs. There is a Porsche of Welshie who gets onto the grass and stays well out the way. I'm sure that Little Leach would have been worried about losing a bit of time there.
Yeah, it's another apex just there, the Vettel corner. That I don't think you need to bother the apex too much, and it's very slippery, dry or wet, that one, so you stay off it. A lot of these curves are tricky, aren't they, Matt?
They are tricky. We've just seen Liam dip into the 39, so he beat his qualifying pace, and Little Leach gains 2/10, so stays just in the 40s at the moment. The guy who's on a flyer is Big Boy Brazier, so I wonder if we can get to him before he crosses the line. He's come out the pit, so that's why he's taking forever to get through sector 3. He's come out the pit lane and he's not done a sector time there then. On D Biggs, currently on provisional pot, a lot of drivers have been in the pits, and Liam's now dipped into the 39, so has improved his pace a little bit, maybe not wanting to show everything in qualifying 1, but interesting to see Biggs just getting in a bit of traffic of Welshie. Now, is Welshie on the pad or on the wheel? That is the interesting one to note.
Got a little bit of a toe from D Biggs, not that from Welshie, but I don't think D Biggs is. He's just warming his tyres, whatever. Yeah, he's backed out of that one. Not that the toe is really that prominent here down that straight. You don't really doesn't really work like it does in other places. So toe's not really something you'll hear us talk about much tonight.
Gary's gone P1, he's gone pole position with a 38.6, so clearly sandbagging in the practice session. He's gone on pole 2 seconds quicker than what he was earlier. I'm just looking at Phil's split times here, and his split times are a lot quicker than Welsh's and Joe's and Little Leach and Peaceful and that Bozzy Boy this time around, and it's quicker than D Biggs this time around. So let's keep our eyes on Phil. He's obviously on a better lap than what he's done. Coming up to sector 2 now. He's just gone through sector 2. He was green sector 2 as well, so he's on a personal best sector 2. Not as quick through the second sector as a few of the Porsches or Mercedes, but this is where he could gain a bit more time through this section of the track. Gary, Emo, Keegs, all in the pits. They want to be on track, improving as they go, but they're all in the pits. What's Phil going to do then? Is he up on his time? He's green on my screen. Let's just see. Them last 2 corners are very tricky, aren't they, Kelly?
They are, yes, yeah. They're a bit of to use a Brundleism. Where did Phil go?
He's gone P8.
P8 on that one, just misses out on the 30s with that one, unfortunately, but goes wide. I was going to use a Brundleism there. It's a bit of a hurry up and wait corner. You kind of got to let the car go into the apex and pick up the apex on those corners, and then again on the next one. But you just want to get on with it. You just want to hit the accelerator, but you've just got to be patient through those last 2 corners. Tricky little section through the complex it is. It always has been, So. Catches many a driver out, and professional drivers at that, Said Vettel,
no, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Just looking at the drivers, D Biggs on a personal best lap, but not on a flying lap, so he's not quicker than Gary at the minute, or it's not purple on my screen. So what can D Biggs do? Notably as well, Peaceful and Rabbit Joe are on personal bests here, but we'll stay with D Biggs at the moment. Coming up to sector 2. No, he's just gone through. No, he is coming up to sector 2. So let's see if he's up on his time still, or has he lost that bit of time coming from sector 1 into sector 2? This is the part of the circuit that they're coming up to, really, sector 2 and 3, like we say, and we keep saying it, the Ginetta and the Acura could do bits, as Andy's gone into second place and has split Gary and D Biggs at the minute. So Andy really trying to get that Ginetta on the front row. I missed what D Biggs was actually up on his time. He was green through sector 2 though on my phone.
To be honest.
No.
I didn't see it. It looked like it didn't come up. I don't remember it flashing up in front of me. Well, neat and tidy through the complex. We'll see if this is an improvement for for D Biggs. And
it is, but it's not enough to move him from P2. Yeah. Peaceful, quicker in Sector 2, but it didn't do a session best Sector 1 or a personal best Sector 1. He stays P8. Phil as well stays in 9th. Just looking at who's on a quick sector. Rabbit Joe was up in Sector 1. Where is Rabbit Joe?
Where is Rabbit Joe?
I think Joe has been disqualified. I think Joe sped in the pits and has been disqualified.
Really?
He's listed as 11th
on my screen.
Yeah, he's listed as 11th. I think he's been disqualified from the No, neither have I. I think Joe's been disqualified from the session, so that's why he's still quicker in Sector 1 and isn't doing any other sector.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that Porsche looks a bit broken there from Little Each. D-Biggs and Gary.
Look at him.
D-Biggs and sorry, Kelly. D-Biggs and Gary, personal best in Sector 1 for the pair of them. So them two on a good lap here. And there's another Leachy Legend Porsche that's got a bit of a crumbled up front end.
Leachies don't seem happy unless so their cars are smashed up. Is D Biggs in front of Gary?
No, Gary's the next man to cross the line.
Yeah.
A lot of drivers in the pits. There's only Gary, Monkey Boy, that Bozzy Boy, Little Each out on track. So we'll keep our eyes on Gary. I think one of the cars may be done who's just come through the hairpin. I'm not sure. We will wait and see for the timer to kick down then. So is Gary going to improve this lap? He wasn't up in Sector 2. So is there going to be any improvement coming across the line? Yes, just a slight one in the end. Goes purple on the timing screens. So great lap from Gary, 131. He's improved that little bit more. Monkey Boy then, the next car to cross the line. He's green Sector 1, nothing in Sector 2. Is there any improvement? Just half a second. He needs to get into that top 5. No, he improves, but it's not enough. What about that Bozzy Boy just behind? No improvement from him, and then I think it's Little Each in the background to wrap things up. It is indeed. So we'll wait to see what Little Each can do.
Did he improve?
No, stayed P10. So Gary then, your man on pole position, with Andy in second place. D Biggs in a solid third place for himself, with Big Boy Brazier lining up in P4. P5 goes away of Emo Guy, and I'm sure he will absolutely take that. He struggled a bit so far in the Daytona and Spa, but I'm sure will absolutely take that qualifying place. 6th for Monkey Boy, not a bad qualifying for himself. That Bozzy Boy, a good 7th place. He will take that one. Peaceful Explosion, P8. Struggling in the Merc, and the Merc maybe not a favourite round here. Phil, 9th place, good job in the Acora with Little Each P10. Then we get to Rabbit Joe, who's got a grid penalty, so he will start P12, whereas Welshie will then be promoted into P11, it looks like, with Keegs not setting a qualifying lap P13 and Orthodubs in P14 then, Kelly. So a one-place grid penalty for Joe. Maybe that is why. Maybe that's why he. Well, he wasn't on the screen. I don't know why he wasn't on the screen. Didn't come back out for a lap. But after all of that, Gary's average qualifying now goes up to 3rd place because of that pole position. So he now has the best average qualifying for Q1, and that's his 2nd pole position of the season. So we await then the drivers to just make final tweaks to their race setups and their final tweaks to the fuel and stuff. Kelly, who's your man for the win?
I'm going to go for Andy.
I was about to say the same thing.
I think Gary, D Biggs, Jamie have all got a good shout at it. Very good shout. Again, bit of bias, but watch Dan come from the back, because I think he's going to pick up places. Or he will pick up places. Just how many he manages to pick up. I'm going to go for Andy for the win. What about you?
Yeah, I was going to go for Andy myself, and I agree with what you say. As much as you say it's biased, I don't think it's biased. Keep your eyes on Dan. He is going to be flying from the back there. 21 people watching, 13 likes. Guys, let's smash that thumbs up. What Joe said in the chat, he got disqualified. Come on, Big Boy Brazier, keep your connection, says Smithy. Smashed Porsches look like the Mini Cooper in Project Cars 2, says The Wall. This standard is good, says Smithy. Big Boy Brazier for the win. Heard it here first, says the Don. Well, Big Boy Brazier lining up on row 2. We'll have to see what happens here. Let's get 20 likes before the mid-session break. Let's get them in for the guys who are racing out here tonight as well. Just to reiterate what I'm saying as well. Just to add something else. This will be Little Eachers and Peaceful and Welshie, provided they start this and the next race, as 47th race start, gaining on that half-century mark, as is Stealth Sloth and Argent and a few other drivers, but these guys getting close to the half-century.
You really are building up those stats now, aren't you?
We've got such a stats page here. I've even got how many people's won over the 3 seasons.
Okay, we'll get back into that. I'll have some questions later.
Okay.
But we're really ready to go here. Gary with his lights on, he means business. Take it away, Matt. You're the man to do the first lap.
It's lights out and away we go then here. And Gary's got a good start. Looks like Andy's got a bit bogged down off the line. And Jamie a bit laggy already in the background. Andy, straight line speed of the Jets. Has already lost him a couple of places to Biggs and Big Boy Brazier. Then as they go up the leaderboard at the moment, Andy very close to the inside. Is he defending? There's a Porsche round in the background. And I think it's that Bozzy Boy and Welshie who's kind of coming together then. They have both dropped down the leaderboard. But Gary gets the start he needs. Andy in that Ginetta is being swallowed by these cars. He's got a Mercedes all over the rear of him. Gary Kelly already has a bit of a decent gap from Jamie. But Andy, in fact, I was saying getting swallowed by the Mercedes. He's sticking to that Porsche. He's being towed along beautifully.
Yes, you're quite right. He did get swallowed up on the start, but seems to have got hold of it now. Got a bit more pace as he went down that straight, but it's Gary out in front. Jamie made a great start, come up a couple of places, and Andy went back. D-Biggs stayed where he is, but Monkey Boy is still looking at the back of that Ginetta as we gap back a little bit to Little Leach. I think you're right. I think it was Welshie and Liam that got together in the first corner. Wonder if either of them got damaged. We'll see as we go on. Other than that, pretty good, clean start for the Pro Boys this evening.
Yeah, not bad from these lads already. The pit window is lap 6. If you pit before lap 6, you've got to pit twice. Don't forget, due to the new rule this season, Gary a little wide maybe than what he'd have liked to have been there, but it's not compromising too much as it's a short run then to a heavy braking zone into this kind of hairpin. Bit longer than the other one we've got at this circuit, but it's a good start out front for Gary, Jamie, D-Biggs, Andy. Good, not the best getaway, but he coped with it very well. I thought the Merc would have got the edge over him, especially on the long run down to turn 4, but Andy coped with it very, very well. He's just starting to drop off the back of D-Biggs at the minute, but that's not going to hurt him in this race. So far, P4, good result at the minute. Keegs has had a moment in his Audi. He's dropped back to P14 as well, so not the start for Keegs in this race, just dropping back to Dan. He's come from 14th to 8th. He's got half the grid done already here, and he's got Phil and Rabbit Joe right behind him as Andy was having a look on D-Biggs just there, but couldn't get a move done into turn 2. Round turn 3 they come, and it's still a good getaway. Jamie looking like he's getting on the back of Gary here.
Yes, indeed. Daniel gone from last to 8th. It's not 11th till 4th, but, you know, there you go. Not all the Davises can be brilliant on the first lap. But cracking good start from Daniel nevertheless. I jest, of course, because Daniel does really well.
Ooh.
And look at this. Oh, that was Andy having a look up the inside of D-Biggs, but no way through there. Monkey Boy right on the back of Andy as well, looking at trying to take that place off him for sure. We'll see how this battle. They're just dropping Little Leach a little bit, aren't they? Craig just struggling. He was. I know he was watching last night because he was in the party with you, wasn't he, on the comms? So I know he was paying attention last night. But
yeah, he was paying attention. We've lost Keegs from the race. Sorry, Kelly.
He must have been having trouble all the way through because he didn't qualify, did he?
No. Hopefully we can get him back in for race 2, and hopefully he'll go from there. That's still no points then for Keegs or Mazda or Simplay Racing in this constructors battle. But Big Boy Brazier here is putting the pressure on Gary at the moment, Kelly. And like you say, Craig just struggling a bit now. Craig actually texted me a tactic. I don't know whether I should say it on the stream, but I actually know what Craig is running here. I might tell you in the mid-session break instead of announcing it on air, but it is something a bit different to what the other guys might be doing here. So let's keep our eyes on Craig as the race develops. But at the minute, Big Boy Brazier starting to gain on the back of Gary. His big problem is tonight is it's not his race pace, it's his lag. Can he keep it under control and not disconnect?
Well, he seems to be looking quite nice for a change. I've been able to stay on him for a little while because he's not lagging and jumping all over the shop. So right at the moment, that old dial-up connection that he's got seems to be working a treat tonight. So he's obviously, got it sorted out for tonight because he's not lagging too much at all. And he looks like he's going to have a go. He's going to try around the outside. There is multiple lines around this hairpin, but is he going to try and switch the inside? No, tucks back in behind Gary. Probably not close enough, to be fair. Back further in the pack, seems to be some action back here. Emo guy, he's just falling off the back of Little Leach. Little Leach is dragging himself back up again.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's getting closer to the back of that Mercedes of Monkey Boy, who's not who's not far behind D-Biggs and Andy. All being said, so Little Leach is sort of bringing himself back on this pack here, and maybe the tactic is working for what he's trying here. So we'll have to keep an eye on him throughout this race. But you're right. But there was a car off. Somebody's lost the car. It's Andy. Andy's had a moment. Oh, and what a shame. Has he got damaged, that car?
He's
But
gone
Andy's lost a few places there. He's dropped all the way down to P8. What was a good 4th place. So he's lost 4 places, but that's a real shame. And that's now put Dan up into 7th place. D-Big's really hitting the sausage curb. And look at Jamie. He's all over the back of Gary. Just up front, coming through the final 2 corners. Now then, here goes Jamie down the start straight. Little Leach is on the back of Monkey Boy in the background, but it's the Leach, the championship leader, who's got Jamie. This is the battle, of course, last season for the title back at Ruapuna Park. And now Jamie is looking to get the job done on Gary early doors and make up some points.
This is a good overtaking opportunity. This one into turn 2, but Little Leach looked like he was looking racy on Monkey as well. So that's this is the next good overtaking opportunity is into this hairpin. As we said, multiple lines in there. You want to try and get down the inside though, and get track position before you get to the corner. Gary covering that one off. Jamie looking around the outside is he could try and tuck the apex.
He's done it well.
Yeah, he got better. It was a better run into the inside, but there's a danger of stamping on the accelerator and then spinning the car around if you try to be too tight there. But it can work. That's for certain, sure.
He just didn't get the run out of the corner, did he?
No.
That he would have wanted to get that run on Gary and have the inside line going into the left-hander through this section. There you go now, left, right, left sort of part of the circuit in which Unorthodox is now on the back of the Ginetta of Emo Guy. So Dan already with 14 starters in this race. Top 7 can't qualify. I know Keegs obviously hasn't finished, but 14 did start the race, so only 7 can qualify for race 2. The top 7 cannot. There'll be more than 7 if Mazda and Keegs do join us back. But Dan's put himself in a position here where he's not going to be able to qualify for the next race, but points nonetheless, and making his way through the pack. You'll be happy with his pace so far. So good. I've dropped my Toy Story notebook.
Oh no!
And I've now got to find what page I was on. There we go. But
Dan!
Dan!
No!
Not sure what happened. Not sure what happened there. Emo Guy looks like, I don't know if he got a bit of a slide or what, but Dan just tapping the rear.
He did tap the back of him. I don't know what happened from it, because Emo Guy's gone back. As it happened, I just jumped off because I thought Gary Jamie has done Gary, and that's what I was expecting to happen. That's why I jumped off it, and then when Dan hit Emo Guy, so all the action happens at once, and it's hard to keep up with it. And as we haven't got a fantastic studio with 38 screens, we have to do what we can. And,
just want to say, Kelly, that Porsche has got amazing speed in the straight line, but over the Audi, he's absolutely done Jamie. Can Gary? And Jamie
covered him off.
I tell you what, that reminds you of 2 drivers, doesn't it? We mention him most weeks. Someone parking it on the apex and someone giving him a bit of a get out the way, tap up the rear sort of thing. Yeah, Little Leach looking to attack Monkey Boy a bit further back as well, but you're right. Dan then definitely tapped Emo Guy there. Emo Guy lost 2 places for it. He's still on the back of Dan and Andy, but has lost 2 places. This man, Little Leach, unlike Gary, who's having to defend, is now starting to put the pressure even more on Monkey Boy. Here, though, comes Jamie towards the stadium section. He's going to look back up the inside. He's going to be a brave man to get the job done here, because the corner really tightens up. He's very wide. He's in the gravel.
Jamie.
Can he hold it? He does. I tell you what, D-Big's not making the inroads here, is he?
No, he's not. And is he just having a watching brief on this one? Because the way they're going, they're going to crash each other out in a minute. Jamie just needs to calm his boots a little bit. Getting a little bit frustrated, I feel, behind the wheel there. Because that was a little bit scruffing. If he thought he was going to go round Gary on that corner, he was very much mistaken, which just left him dropping back a bit. I think Jamie just needs to breathe a little bit and regroup and go again. You know, we've got plenty of laps. And he's starting to make mistakes.
Yeah, just mistakes. The odd mistake creeping in, Kelly. You're right, as Little Leach as well in the background, very wide as well. That'll lose him a bit of time. But you're right. Dan as well has copied him. They're all seeming to run wide at turn 1. But Jamie just starting to make the odd 1 or 2 mistakes here. Needs to get a cool head on his shoulders. We know Gary gave him the tap, but going in hot-headed is not really the way to go, especially around this circuit, which will punish you if you make the slightest mistake here. Jamie knows he's got the pace to keep with Gary. Just looking at the last lap, look at the top 6. They're all separated. They're all kind of lapping at the same pace, these guys in the top 6.
Yes, indeed, they certainly are. We're on lap 6, so pit window open. Yeah, pit window is open. So, yeah, Little Leach keeping Monkey Boy honest. D-Biggs is just watching brief on this one. Looks like Jamie has just calmed down a little bit, regrouped. He's hitting the apexes, not looking as leery as he was before. So, yeah, he might have got it all back in check a little bit now. And because he's got the pace, and this is the battle we want. We don't want either of these guys flying off. We want to see this. This is the kind of racing we want, isn't it?
It is the race we want as well. Monkey Boy, good shout out to him. He's having a good little race in that Mercedes-Benz. And then he said Honda.
Oh, Jamie trying to go around the outside of there. It's
This is really dragging D-Biggs back into this battle, Kelly. It's really dragging him in. And Brazier soon could find himself defending more than attacking. Now, he's so urgent to get past Gary. Seeing Biggs getting bigger and bigger in his mirrors. If I can clear Gary, Gary's got to deal with him. And I can sort of try and pull off in front. But yeah, big shout out to Monkey Boy P4 so far.
Yeah, good showing from Monkey, and he's keeping Little Leach at bay for a minute. Little Leach has been within a second of him for about the last 5 or 6 laps. Jamie has another look down the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He's got the track position. Gary can switch back, but Jamie's got that one covered off. So now Gary gets in the slip, as much slip as there is, out of turn 3.
He's in the pits at the end of lap 6, but I feel by the red next to his name, he's got himself a 10-second penalty. That's a standard penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah. Phil as well comes into the pits.
And Gary, sorry, Matt, Gary was in front again as they, a little bit of handbags, isn't it? No, you know, kind of holding each other up on the hairpin, which is bringing D-Biggs right back into this. Gary had a run down the main straight, but couldn't quite make it stick. So these two are looking very racing.
Oh, here goes Biggs. What a run D-Biggs got through the left-hander there. Gary just seemed to have nothing coming through that corner. Did he touch the grass and have to get off it? He's coming back at D-Biggs now. Well, I mean, slowdowns aren't on. There's no track limits for these guys. So, you know, they're well within the right to keep going. They're meant to slow down if they take too much track limits, but yeah, that's so far. Gary has not lost one place this lap. He's lost 2, and maybe Jamie just getting in front of Gary has worked. He's having a look towards the hairpin corner. Biggs having to run a bit wide as Gary has the node up the inside, but Biggs back in does well.
Yes, indeed. I was just looking back up the stream very quickly, and it's hard to, but just Gary seemed to slow down. Like, you know, if you didn't know better, you think he'd missed a gear or something like that. But he seemed to just slow down off that corner, and D-Biggs just nailed him completely.
Yeah.
You know, so
look in the background.
Change the face of this race a little bit, as now Little Leach is having a proper look at Monkey Boy, and if he stay close enough, he can have a run into turn 3. Turn 2, and he's right there in his tracks, but he's not going to have a go this time. Maybe tries it down into the hairpin. So the front 3 have now kind of gapped each other a little bit. Daniel's coming back onto the back of Little Leach and Monkey Boy. What happened there?
I thought I heard somebody spinning, but looking at the track map, nobody seemed to slow down between the top 3. So no one clearly span. I just thought I heard it. Thought I heard something in my headset. Oh well. Yeah, you're right though. Monkey, but Dan's starting to get on the back of this battle. He's dropped Emo Guy. Can Craig get Little Leach, aka Craig, get the run out of this hairpin that he needs to? No, he can't. Gary's been dropped by the leaders a moment here, so has he just had a bit of a blip sort of thing in form? Because the leaders have gapped him by a couple of seconds.
Yes, indeed. Again, maybe a bit of a regroup. He was starting to get a little bit squirrely on the back end, I noticed, but he's kept it all together. So I don't know. Maybe Gary, a little bit of frustration, needs to regroup and go again. D-Biggs was within a second of Jamie, but Jamie's pulled out again, pulled away from him again by nearly half a second. So
that's Liam.
Who's this?
Oh wow,
that's Liam looking like he's suffering.
He's got no rear wings. That's going to be huge damage on the rear of that car. I think he's taken to the gravel to allow the leaders through. Yeah, he has, look. So good sportsmanship from Liam, though. I'm expecting him in the pits this lap then. But this battle really is bringing Dan back into this one.
Yes, indeed. And Dan's going to want to capitalise on as many positions as possible. Although that'll be another one he's not qualifying for if he puts himself in the, or if he stays where he is now. That'll be another qualifying session he'll be sitting out of. So lots to do this evening after that race ban, that qualifying ban, should I say, for Daniel. So he's got a lot to do, but he is catching. He's now within a second of these guys. So see how he progresses with this one.
It's going to be interesting to see how he does. There is Dan. There's the view he's got. Monkey Boy just looks like he's gapped Little Leach a little bit here, just over the last couple of corners. He's just gapped him slightly. Now then, Jamie's got an even bigger gap over D Biggs and Gary 131 at the moment. That's over 2.7 to D Biggs and 3.9 to Gary. So he's really working hard, is Jamie Brazier at the minute, to keep this one pushing and pulling out the gap before the pit stops come.
Fastest man on the track at the moment in the 40s. Only a couple of guys in the 40s. This guy Unorthodox, he's in the 40s as well as Jamie, but
Peaceful and Andy as well. And who's that? That's Welshie, who's being lapped. So has he got a bit of damage on the car? Dan really starting to make inroads on Little Leach here, and Little Leach, I just feel
dropped off the back of Monkey a little bit, hasn't he?
He sort of came back on Monkey Boy, didn't he? Because we said he was nowhere, but then came on to Monkey, and then this last lap he's really sort of struggled to keep with him.
Yes, I'm trying to keep an eye on the times because Gary's reeling D Biggs back in again as Jamie accelerates and gains
Gary's
more lead.
in the pits.
Gary's gone in the pits. Gary in the pits. Is he just going for his scheduled, I suppose?
I
or has he got any
imagine
damage?
so. I imagine it's just his scheduled stop. If it is just his schedule. Oh, Welshie. Poor Welshie. Same outcome as Andy. 10-second penalty as he dives into the pits. Emo Guy
not there, Dan.
is in as well. But here is Unorthodox, who's trying to put the pressure on Little Leach, who's trying to keep that pressure on Monkey Boy. D Biggs now has no pressure behind. Can he now make inroads in catching Big Boy Brazier in this one? Gary's already out the pit, so very good stop. Only down to P8, ahead of Andy, Phil, Welshie, that Bozzy Boy and Emo Guy, who have all pitted. So good stop for Gary 131. Emo Guy coming out the pits as well. Good stop for him. He's actually jumped Andy by quite a margin as well, actually, as Emo Guy. He's jumped Andy by some bit. Little Leach, though, has caught back up to the back of Monkey Boy here, and Dan's with him.
Yes, indeed. This is the biggest battle on track right at the moment, as Dan's on a recovery drive trying to make as many positions as possible. He's at the sharp end now, so they aren't going to come easily, the overtakes, as they did in the first lap or so. Little Leach is no slouch whatsoever, and he knows that Porsche intimately. Part of the Leachy legends who are currently current champions and at the top of the leaderboard right at the moment. So Dan wants to clear Little Leach, and he's looking very racy, isn't he?
He is looking very racy. Evening to NJ in the chat, and Smithy's just said very rare any mistakes in the pro group. Very rare you see a mistake.
To be fair, Smithy, they have got it easy on the dry here. Oh, as Little Leach just tapped, did he just get into the back of Monkey a little bit as Monkey went over towards to go into the pits? It looked very, very close, but don't look like there's any damage on Little Leach's car, but I think he had to get out the throttle for sure.
I'll keep an eye on the stream to see back to that one as I missed it live. So Monkey Boy then into the pits at the end of the lap 10. Biggs is slowly catching Big Boy Brazier. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. The time ticking down. Is this the main battle on track at the moment? Dan versus Craig. Unorthodox versus Little Leach, as you guys know them. And just looking back at the stream now,
I think you've missed it now.
Oh no, my Nintendo's I think it's a bit further back. So we've just seen it. Yeah, he definitely either clipped him or had to get out of the throttle. Mine seems a bit further back
close,
than what yours is. Yeah, it was very, very close. Dan then having a look on Little Leach, but can't do nothing about it. Jamie's re-gapped D Biggs a little bit, a couple of tenths this lap. So that's another bit of time he's gained. Although Biggs catching him again into Sector 2 now. Looking at elsewhere on track, no other battles really other than this one. They're not really close to each other in terms of times. It's Dan versus Little Leach at the minute. Monkey Boy's going for the undercut then, maybe to try and come out ahead of Little Leach and Dan again. Now, as long as Dan's behind Little Leach, that'll be fine, because, you know, Dan looks like he's got a bit more pace than Monkey Boy and Little Leach. While ever Dan stays behind him, Monkey Boy could jump him. We'll have to see when these guys are on about pitting.
We'll see how that one pans out. Yeah, for sure. Just going back to what Smithy was saying, he's saying they're just so smooth. Well, Smithy, this is what we have to aspire to in Pro-Am. We have to be like this. As I said, I think they've got it easy this evening, because last night was absolutely horrendous, and I do think the pro boys have got it. But yes,
Biggs
still
in the
Pro-Ams. Yep. Little Leach in the pits. I still think the Pro-Am boys, all of us, have got an awful lot to learn, compared to these guys. And so, yes, as you say, Unorthodox up into second now, but he hasn't pitted because D Big's in the pit as well. Dan couldn't pit at the same time, even if he wanted to follow Little Leach in, because his teammate's already in the pits, and you can't pit while your teammate is pitting. That is the joys of a championship.
So now, question here, Kelly. Gary, can he get back ahead of D Biggs? Did the undercut work? No, it didn't, because D Biggs is already out the pits, and Gary's only just passed Little Leach and Peaceful in the pit lane. And so Gary hasn't done D Biggs. The question is what's the gap? That's the gap. D Biggs back to Gary. Quite a big gap. Brazier in clear air, 39.8 race pace, so looking quite quick is Jamie at the moment. Peaceful in the pit still. What is he going to do? Question, when does this man pit? That is the question at the minute. Dan as well, second place. Rabbit Joe, shout out to him, up into third place. Obviously not pitted yet, but up into third place without the pits. We're looking at about, I'd say, D Biggs was 3 seconds behind Jamie's. Now 29, so let's say 26 to 30 seconds for a pit stop, depending on what you're doing. So Rabbit Joe could come back out around Peaceful and Andy 9th and 10th, but good going at the moment. Little Leach is behind Monkey Boy, so and it is as close as it was when they pitted.
Yes, indeed. So Monkey Boy, absolutely status quo there, really. Just in the chat, Bethany saying, "Come on, Gary, get back up there." Yeah, whatever.
Yep, Jamie's in the pits.
Jamie's in the pits.
Oh, Monkey Boy, very wide.
This should be straightforward enough for Jamie. Shouldn't be any aggravation. Quick in and out. He had plenty of gap over D Biggs. Again, the pit crew sporting their Daft Punk outfits this evening. And looking good in them. And they go in and out nice and easy. Stop.
So where is Biggs? So Biggs just coming into the final couple of. I tell you what,
the overcut seems to have worked tonight, doesn't it?
It does. It could be a bit closer here for Biggs. For Brazier? No, it's not. He's gone. He's gone. That gap looks bigger than what it was. So Dan up to first, Rabbit Joe up to second, but them two haven't pitted yet. They are the only guys left to pit in this race. And at the moment, Big Boy Brazier net first, with Biggs net second and Gary net third. That's your podium so far. The overcut works then, so Dan going a couple of laps longer than these pair. Is he going to come out ahead of these two after his stop, do we reckon?
Again, depends how he's feeling, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Is he going to go long? And if he's in a groove and in clear air, where is he? Excuse me. Where is he? Is there anyone much close to him?
Joe's 9 seconds.
He's in clear air.
Yeah. The so back markers of Phil Welshie and Liam are just coming to the start line. He's just coming into the stadium section, so he's got a good, I'd say, 20-30 seconds on the back markers at the moment.
Yes, indeed, and he's up on his personal best there. He's green in that section anyway. So is Dan just banging in lap times, and see where he ends up? It's could be, couldn't it?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Little Leach and Monkey Boy, their times still close together in terms of the gap on the timing screen, and they are still as close together. This man, Andy, 10-second penalty, gaining on the back of Peaceful. A spin and a time penalty. It's not gone the way he wanted it to.
No, absolutely. Been unlucky for Andy, that's for certain, sure. And it's a shame because Andy is very much a front runner. Very, very quick boy. We hope for more from him, but it's still only round 3. We've got a long way to go and a lot of points up for grabs. So we'll just see how that progresses. But a bit of an unfortunate race for Andy so far this evening. Little Leach still looking at the back. He'll know exactly what sponsorship is on the back of that Merc because he's been following it for the whole race.
He'll be able to do a carbon copy printout of that Mercedes-Benz. He'll know what it looks like, what colour, shade of black and white to use and everything, and what's here and there. Like you say, the sponsors. Emo guy gaining on the back of these two a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he is a little bit, doesn't it? You know, he's in the picture with him. Daniel in the low 140s now. Nobody bothering the 30s, but Dan's the quickest man on track right at the moment. So is that his strategy? Like I said, maybe.
Yes, potentially.
Beth in the chat. Don't be like that, Kelly. Wow, what do you expect? Where were you last night?
Yeah, where was you last night?
Driver my life. Where were you?
Do you know something, Kelly? I won an F1 race last week on Motive, and Beth wasn't watching. And the thing is the two championship leaders have won every race other than one at Paul Ricard, which Gary won, and Cota, which I won, and Beth didn't watch my win last week. So I feel for you, Kelly. Yeah. I know where we are.
Yeah. Well, we know where we are on the scale of things, don't we?
Big Boy Brazier catching up to the back of Rabbit Joe. So Joe not yet pitted, and has got Jamie Brazier coming up for company now for track position. In fact, I think Joe has just dived in the pits? Yes, he has. So Joe at the end of lap 14, as we're on the 15th lap of 18 here. Dan, then the man who's not yet pitted in this race. Look at the gap. Jamie's got over Biggs and Gary, which was a lot closer than that before the first round of pit stops. Biggs as well has got 2.7 back to Gary. So the overcutters seem to work for all three. Gary went in first, then Biggs went in and he created a bigger gap. Jamie went in later than Biggs and has gapped them all even more. So interesting to see Joe then dropping down the leaderboard. We said about 9th and 10th, maybe 8th. Could be where Joe comes out. I mean, Andy and Peaceful, just looking at the track map, are coming around turn 1 at the same time Joe's coming out the pits. So it's going to be tight between the three of them. Yeah, 8th, 9th, 10th, like we said. There is 9th and...
Yes, there is.
Interesting. Sorry,
what
lost me there.
To you there, Matt? You just...
I moved my arm after putting my cup back down, and I muted my mic as I did it.
Easily done.
Yeah. Professionalism.
Indeed. So, you were saying that Emo is reeling in Little Leach, and he is, and Monkey Boy seems to have gapped Little Leach a little bit. These guys, Emo all over the curb there. That one matters, especially not in that big fiberglass box. But he is gaining for sure. Andy as well. Yeah, there's all sorts going on here. But Rabbit Joe in this one, and Peaceful and Andy all fighting it out for 10th place at the moment, or 8th place from these guys. They're all in very close company.
Look at Dan and Jamie on the last lap, and Gary all in the 39s. Big Boy Brazy has passed Dan. Has Dan dropped it? I think Dan's dropped the car. Yeah, wow! He's got huge damage on his car.
Yes,
Dan!
He's dropped it big time.
He was on his own. He was well in front.
Yeah.
And he's royally dropped it. That has really ruined his first race here. He could end up finishing outside the top 7 and having to qualify again. Andy and Peaceful having a battle on track. But Dan, then, we missed him drop it. He's dropped it all on his own. And I can only assume Dan will be gutted with that one. Here then comes Monkey Boy and Little Leach. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be a long stop. That's going to. He's looking at him tumbling down the order like a fruit machine, isn't he? What a shame. What a shame.
Joe and Andy.
Seething.
That's actually not a bad stop. He's gone quicker than I expected it. Rabbit Joe and Andy have dropped off the back of Peaceful. Somehow, Peaceful's well in front of them now, so must have made a mistake between the pair of them, Rabbit Joe and Andy then. So Dan coming out around this battle. I think that's Dan just coming out the pits. P8, could be P9, 10 maybe after he gets that now. I think he's well in front of them too. As Andy's looking up the inside of Joe, and he did well not to put it into the side of Dan. And Andy, very twitchy in that Ginetta.
Yeah.
Very, very twitchy. I'm expecting Joe to get Andy back on this straight, maybe a bit more pace. But Dan now, what can he do? He's got to regroup. Was running very solid. We tipped him to come out maybe 4th, 5th. He was running 6th before the round of pit stops. So we tipped him to come out around 4th or 5th using the overcup. Put it in a wall.
Matt, I tell you what, I think he's got away with away with quite a lot there. He probably won't agree with me. He's probably seething in that car, but that was a reasonably quick stop considering how much damage he had. I think he's got a little bit of a get out of jail free card.
You know when you lose the rear wing that it's really bad on the back. Now, the way project cars work, for the viewers who don't know how it works, you'll get 100 on the rear. If the rear wing comes off, that normally means 100 on the rear, and that is a long stop. Plus whatever's happened to the front, the suspension, the engine, you don't know what's happened to all of it. So it is normally a very long stop.
Yes, no, you're quite right, yeah. So he looked like he had a lot of damage, front and rear, so he kind of got away with that. Now, what would you do here, Matt? He's running in 8th. How far is he off the back of Peaceful? He's a little way, to be fair. It's top 7.
Yeah.
Can't qualify, can they?
No.
So is Dan just better off now rolling it home in 8th place and taking what he will probably put it on pole? You know? So I think if I was Daniel, we're a lap and a half to go. So I think if I was Daniel, I would be just rolling at home in 8th place, not trying to go any further forward. You know, is it the best of a bad job, really?
Yes, potentially. I agree with what you're saying. Rabbit Joe and Andy's both past Daniel. So has Daniel then made another mistake? Is he now driving too hard? Because, wow, he's way behind them as well. He's made another mistake there, I reckon. Don't forget, he'll get Andy for P8 because of Andy's penalty of a 10-second penalty. So he'll get that position. But I think Dan's just started to overdrive the car. Now, one man who's not overdriving the car is Big Boy Brazier. He's well out in front. Little Leach has been stuck behind that Merc for about 13, 14 laps of this race. It's been as close as that. At points closer. But at the minute, Big Boy Brazier going on to the last lap in the lead. Emo Guy's not made the inroads I thought he was going to make. And Little Leach just cannot. He couldn't buy a lottery ticket to get past Monkey Boy in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he's been watching for 17 laps, pretty much.
Yeah.
That Mercedes like that.
Yeah. The brake lights flashing on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't think it's the prettiest car to be following either.
No, I don't neither. But hey,
I think it's horrible.
I'm sure Craig will start to admire it if he keeps following it for a few more laps. There's only one lap left though of this race, and Big Boy Brazier is coming up towards the hairpin now, where he's about to put a lap on Phil, who struggled in this race as Phil. Liam on the is that Liam on the back of Phil? No, I think that's Welshie on the getting close to the back of Liam. Not quite sure either way. They're both a lap down on Phil. Gary though on the back of D Biggs. This for second place.
On the back of him.
And points mean prizes. Now, little fact for you for D Biggs, you D Biggs fans out there. D Biggs has been on the podium in 3 out of 4 races so far this year. His lowest finish is a P5. Another podium for D Biggs in this one. Really proves how much he's progressed from last year to this year and how much he's getting stronger as a driver. Welshie in the way, don't forget Welshie doesn't have to move out the way. Well within his rights to stay there. He does pull to the side, so he has the decency. And Gary having a bit of a look. Now, Jamie, well into the stadium section at the moment. He's only got a handful of corners left. It looks like he's going to take the race win. We had a bit of internet connection before the race. Said he might have to miss race 1 due to the poor connection. He's got in for race 1. He's pretty. You'd be disappointed if you disconnected now with lag, wouldn't you? But I'm not going to. I've probably just jinxed him. But he's going to flash his lights. He's going to weave across the line. He's going to take the P1. Race. Battle now a bit further back. Gary or D Biggs? I think Biggs is hanging on for that second place. He's just going to get it. Gary comes across the line for a P3, so a good job for him. Welshie crosses the line just there then for P13. Back to Monkey Boy, who's 4th. Emo Guy's got a lot closer to Little Leach on this last lap. Monkey Boy will get that 4th place. It looks like Little Leach is going to hang on for P5. Emo Guy, good drive for him. P6, great drive for Monkey Boy, like you say. And then back to Peaceful Explosion in 7th. Quiet one for Ode, as we've not had to say it all tonight. Bit of a quiet one. Not sure if he's lost it or not. Then it's back to Andy. Dan's got past Rabbit Joe. Andy will cross the line in 8th. But he's going to come home, I reckon, 10th place here, as due to his 10-second time penalty as he spins across the line. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Unorthodox then will get P8. Rabbit Joe will get P9.
P9, yep. I think poor old Liam just having a final lap spin.
Yeah, Liam. Phil struggled in this one. We haven't seen what's happened to Phil, but he struggled in this one, and Liam going to cross for P12 when he gets here. Not the race for Phil.
No, and he's quicker than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So shame we haven't seen the best of Phil so far. A disappointing 11th, but he'll be back.
He can qualify, so he can do that work in race 2. No doubt there. And here comes Liam. He's struggled in this one, it looks like. So Liam's going to cross the line to make it P12 for him and to pick up a few more points, it hopes, with Keegs retiring from the race. So another result done and in the bag for Liam. But Big Boy Brazier, your race winner, fastest lap 33.3 for Big Boy Brazier. I think that is the fastest lap. Yeah, that is the fastest lap. So Jamie Brazier takes the fastest lap then of the race. Good job to him. An extra point in the bag. But that is all that we've got time for race 1. We'll be back in about 5 to 6 minutes time with race 2. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, a beverage, maybe a snack, and tune in for the reverse grid and the second race. We'll be back in just a moment. And we clear.
Cool.
Oh, Daniel. He'll be kicking himself there, won't he? Yeah, there is. Yeah, I reckon so. Yes, mate. Yeah, there is. Alright, boy. Good race, mate.
That's hard work.
Looked it. Was you on the same strategy as Craig?
I think. No, I weren't. Rears was shot to pieces.
Alright, struggling at the end then, yeah?
Yeah, well, not as much as Dom, I don't think.
Yeah, he looked like he was struggling, didn't he?
It didn't look like he made a mistake, but I just reeled him in. I'll ask him now. What happened, Dom?
Hello.
Did you just take it a bit easy last couple of laps?
I was taking it easy through the whole race, to be honest.
Oh, alright, there's no need to be like that, is there?
3 laps to the end, you were up my arse, and I thought, hang on a minute, you either I'm shit or you've turned it up a bit.
No, I was pushing.
Yeah. What happened when I got past you? Did you?
Oh, I fucking downshifted, didn't I?
Oh,
You
no.
penis. We wondered why you looked fucking slow.
I thought it was that right hander
what
where
it-
you have to fucking go wide and cut in and downshift a couple, but I hit.
Was it gear
downshifted and
shift,
things
was
just
it?
went, yeah. Oh,
You down-
brilliant.
You downshifted, Kelly.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
I said it looked like you missed a gear, you know?
Yeah, I did.
Kind of.
I think I spat all the teeth out of the gearbox, I think. I literally like someone pulled a handbrake. Steve just went, see ya.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. If
That was nice to race with Jamie without any lag, it was lovely.
I tell you something, if Keegs is retired, if Keegs don't come back and it's because Mazda's not racing, I'm gonna fucking royally kick off at Mazda. Don't like his
What's
track.
Mazda
No,
not racing?
don't like his track, Gary. Can't be bothered to race it.
I don't like this track, but
I don't like this track.
I don't like Catalonia, but I'll bloody be there.
Right, back in 2 seconds. I'm just going for a week.
Yeah,
good race there, Jamie.
yeah, that was a good race. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
It's
good
nice
race
when your
for
car's
sure.
in one place.
yeah, I was thinking the entire time, am I lagging? Just expecting to see you go flying off at some point.
I did think when I got the cutback, or went to go for the cutback, you might have lagged a bit, but I think you just parked it well on the apex.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's it was nice to actually be following you on the stream, Jamie, and instead of you say like, every time I go on to you and you're lagging, it's like, oh Christ, get off there quick, like, you know. But yeah, it's nice to be able nice to be able to follow you, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I
What
think
are you doing different? What's making it run right?
I opened the bedroom door and it's worked.
Piss off.
Ah, well, there's a treat. Eh? Top IT tip for anybody who's having internet
Brilliant.
problems. Open the doors.
I've reset the Wi-Fi twice and it didn't work. I reset it a third time and I thought, right, I'll have my bedroom door open and it's worked.
We just manage you screaming and shouting if anybody stands in the doorway. Like, oh, bloody way!
Has anyone just noticed on the stream, by the way, in the top right-hand corner it says Pro-Am?
Wait, does it?
Yeah.
What, sorry?
It says Pro-Am on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, it does, yeah. 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 Thingy, admin error.
I tell you what, Dan's now going to win this race.
Yeah, he's probably fired up, bless him. If I know him, and I do know him.
Yeah, I was going to say, he can qualify for this race as well.
I'll be surprised if well, I'd be very surprised if he's not on pole by a long shot. Yeah, he's going to be angry as our Dan.
Yeah, what happened to him? Because I literally just did he lose it at turn 1?
We didn't see.
I didn't see.
I think he lost it. I think he lost it at turn 1 because I saw him go.
Turn 1. Oh, we seen him at the end of the track.
Yeah, at the end of the thing, and his car was all smashed right up. He got lucky actually because the mechanics actually pulled their finger out and repaired the damage reasonably quickly.
I see you had a
German
moment on the last
mechanics,
bend.
they're more efficiency.
Yeah, that's where we saw him on the last bend.
Did he come
He'd already lost his rear wing before that because I was following and he was struggling through the stadium section. I think he lost it at turn 1 because I saw him on the exit. His dot going really slowly.
Who is not here? 14 out of 18 drivers.
Don't know, I'll hear all about it at some point.
15. Master
I
16.
put it in the gravel as well, just a good measure.
Liam's not in.
Liam's not in. Right.
That was when I took the right hander you shouldn't take back out. I tried to take it back out.
Yeah, what happened with Liam at the start?
Emo guy just didn't pull off the line, and Liam had nowhere to go. He was kind of boxed in.
Right.
But Emo guy just didn't move. So as Liam moved, he had Peaceful and someone else either side of him, so he couldn't go anywhere.
Oh, Matt, you made a balls up on the screen.
Why did I?
Look in the top right-hand corner.
Oh, fuck's sake!
They don't like it, Matt. They don't like it. It's like calling them. It's like calling them. It's like having a Formula 1 grid and calling them GP2.
Well, at least
like it.
Well, at least race is spelt properly, isn't it, Gary? This week.
You what?
At least race is spelt properly this week. I didn't miss the C out of it.
That was brilliant.
Right, you got a lot to do, haven't you?
Considering what's just happened with me and Keegs, I put my foot on the brake, not to move, and the bloody thing went into reverse straight into Keegan. Oh.
Is that Liam?
No, that's Chris. Is Keegs coming back? He's not messaged me. For fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, Matt. Do you want to know my ingenious solution to get my Wi-Fi working?
Use the data.
No, open the bedroom door.
Fucking Jesus Christ!
Brilliant.
That's
Is there
why
any other doors between there?
If that's why for 3 seasons you've lagged like fuck because you've had your bedroom door shut, then Jesus.
No, but that's the thing. I haven't had it shut. It's been like slightly shut. So
how can it be slightly shut? It's either slightly open or shut.
Yeah, it's slightly open.
Could be a jar.
Could be a jar.
Yeah.
You're actually on my screen, on the title screen now. You've actually got a yellow internet connection. And in fact, Andy and Emo are worse than you, and Biggs. Yours is red. Yeah,
Biggs is green on mine.
Yours is amber for mine, Kelly.
Sorry?
Yours is amber for mine.
Oh, okay.
Liam's already posted a video. Race one went straight to last because of this, and it may not be worth anything.
Yeah, that was where Emo guy just didn't move off the line.
I mean, when you said it, I thought Liam had ploughed through him, but no, he doesn't. He actually gets it stopped. There's not a lot I can do. It's a start line incident. People don't get off the line. It's for you to avoid it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that
Andy had a spin.
Yeah.
We're going to start because I'm not waiting for Keegs any longer.
Yeah, I saw Andy. Andy had a huge spin.
Yeah, but he got bogged down at the start as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he went backwards about 3 places.
I mean, I was going to say, that start I had... That Audi launches off the line.
I was waiting to see your headlights bouncing all over the place, but it never developed.
So we'll start with you, Gary, this one.
Alright, mate.
Whoa, she's got the Friends reunion, hasn't she?
Can you actually hear that?
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that on record, so I can watch it tomorrow. Oh, not till tomorrow night after F1.
I better ask them to turn it down then, really.
So Gary, away from Dan and others, same tactic tomorrow on F1. Plough into turn 1, wipe them out.
That weren't even a tactic, but yeah.
Nothing come of it. You didn't even get penalised or anything.
I don't even know where it is.
Mexico. Right, we're going to go live. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the second race here at Simplay Motorsport at Hockenheim GP. We've got a cracking race here. Top 7 can't qualify. We've not been able to get Keegs back in the session, but he does have this 10 minutes to get himself in. Before we get to the interviews, Gary now leads the title, 4 points clear of Big Boy Brazy, with D-Big sitting in 3rd place. Little Each still 4th, but Dan and Peaceful up in their places to 5th and 6th. Respectively. We can say that Dan is on his double points tonight, so not the first race he'd have wanted, and he's on for race 2. Can he get the pole? That's the big question. Leachy Legends extending their constructors gap to 13 points, so it's going well. And while we've got Leachy Legend and Gary 131 with us, Gary 3rd place in that race, an error that led to D-Biggs getting past you, as well as Jamie putting up a good fight.
Yeah, it was nice to race Jamie side by side and without his car going all over the place. So yeah, that was good racing.
Can you explain to the viewers what happened with you and D-Biggs?
I foot was on the wrong corner, so downshifted mid corner when you meant to take it flat out, and he just come past me like I had the handbrake on.
Now you said off air that you were struggling on your rear tyres at the end of that race. Tell us a bit more about that one.
Yeah, rear tyres were they were amber, getting onto red, so I kind of it helped really because it made me push less, so I managed to gain a bit more time, bizarrely.
As we've just lost Peaceful Explosion, he's just said I think his game's crashed. He's just jumping out to come back in. What can you do race 2 then, Gary? From by the back, what can you do?
Take it steady and wait for the rain to come and hopefully turn it on then.
Well, best of luck, mate. Wish you a good one.
Cheers, mate.
D-Big's in the group as well. Dom, a good second place for yourself, capitalised on Gary's mistake and really not really being able to challenge Jamie at all.
Yeah, I'll take that. Another quiet one from me. Consistent lap times, not pushed too hard. Again, I was a bit like Gary, it sounds like, with the rear tyres. They get quite hot. It was sort of on a pinch point, really. If you push too hard, they're cooked. So it was just slow down a bit towards the end, cool it down.
Now you've taken 4 podiums in 5 races. Your worst result being a P5. That's the kind of form you're wanting this season, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I can't be any happier with it, to be honest.
What's your plans then going forward? Obviously, you can't qualify. It looks like you're going to start more mid-pack than the rear. What can you do from race 2? You've obviously got the pace to be up the front.
Yeah, same as Gary, really. Take it easy. There's a bit of rain towards the end, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't done any practice in the rain here, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, good luck.
It should be interesting. We'll let you get back to it then, buddy. Take care and best of luck, mate. We've got Jamie Brace here with us now. He's managed to open the door and the windows to not just a race win, but to his internet connection, Jamie.
Yeah, so a few minutes before the race or a few minutes before qualifying, my internet weren't working at all, but opening of the door seems to have done it.
Yeah, and obviously I received a message from you saying I might not make race 1. I bet you're glad you did now.
Yeah, I'm very glad I did. To be honest, I did not expect to win that race at all. After seeing what the Porsche was like last night, I thought I'll take a podium here, but I didn't see myself getting a race win.
Well, Don Productions in the chat before in the practice session had sort of said, "Big Boy Brazier, R8 winner." And he wasn't wrong. He obviously had good pace in the R8 last night. You've had good pace tonight. Can you keep that momentum going forward?
I hope I can keep it going forward. It's going to be a bit more of a struggle now, working my way through the pack, and especially now there's going to be some rain. We know this track's going to be pretty horrendous in the wet weather.
Well, we'll let you get back to it, buddy. We wish you the best of luck, mate.
Well done,
Thank
mate.
you. Thank you.
Dan's gone quickest, Kelly, with a 38.5. Andy then a 39.3. Liam currently P3 with a 39.7. A bit quicker than what he was in qualifying 1. Can he get that qualifying pace hooked into race pace?
Well, yes. Let's hope so. Yeah, good lap from Liam. Dan went straight out, a bit between his teeth. Did you say he's on double points? I didn't realise he was on double points this evening.
Dan on his double points.
No wonder he was a bit wound up earlier when I spoke to him. So went straight out and banged out a 38.5 as his first lap out. So that is the bit between the teeth, because I reckon, as I said before, that the Porsche gets better as it warms its tyres up. So let's see if he improves on that. I can't see that anybody else would be on pole other than Daniel this evening. I mean, look at Andy. Andy's no slouch, and he's 8/10 behind at the moment. And we're halfway through this session. But hey, I've been wrong before. But Dan looking in the pound seats for pole position at the moment.
Looking very good for a pole position. He's coming around the final corner now. He's about to cross the line. Is he going to improve any? I'd say so. He was on a personal best. Wow, into the 37s.
31st man.
For the first time tonight, a 37.984. Dan, I've lost my timing screen. No, it's got it back.
Sorry about
Dan is flying at the minute. Peaceful disconnecting there. Don't worry about when he is back in. So obviously that's all sorted. So then, that Bozzy boy, he didn't improve last time around. Bit slower from himself. It's registering on my phone. Jamie is second. We know he's not. We know it's just between the top 6, as we've not got Keegs in to make it a top 7. But Phil here, what can he do? He's currently P5. So what's his pace going to be throughout this one? Just looking, Dan, PB Sector 1. Phil PB sector 1 as well, and Rabbit Joe PB middle sector at the minute. So Joe then, I think he's just crossed the line. No, he's back in the pits.
Oh. Yeah, I got him down as in the pits.
Yeah, so interesting one then. Yeah. That may be why he's PB middle sector and hasn't crossed the line yet then. Interesting to see though at the minute, what can Andy do? Can he get any closer? I don't think the Giannetta's going to get a 37.
I don't think it's got the raw pace for that, has it?
Mm.
And
I think if there's one car that could do it, it's either the Porsche of Rabbit Joe and Welshie or the Audi of Liam. But the calibre of driver, and this is no disrespect to them guys as drivers, I just don't think that their calibre is as good as Dan's, and that they'll get anywhere near it. For Liam to be 1.7, oh, bit of a twitch for Dan.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
And he
goes
out
into the pits.
Yeah, that'll be Dan done.
The pits on that one.
Oh, will it?
So
no. He'll get another run. If he pits for a set of soft tyres, he'll get another run here. Now, Andy coming down the straight, is he going to improve? No. Who's coming through? Is that Phil? Liam's just come back out the pits. I think Phil coming down the start straight here. Can Phil be up on his time? Green sector 1, no PB sector 2. Goes across the line, loses a 10. Phil struggling to get out that 1 minute 40 mark. What about Welshie? Not seeing a lot of Welshie tonight. Is he on the wheel or the pad? That's the big question. Let's see what he can do here. Looks very smooth.
Yeah, looking neat and tidy as he comes through the stadium section. Let's see if he can improve on his time. 43. I'm sure he can do better than that. So let's see what he does with this one. See if he can drag himself up the order a little bit.
Coming around
quite a gap between him and Phil, isn't it? There's 3 seconds. No, he doesn't go any faster. So these guys are only really going to get 1 or so more laps out of this one.
2 to push, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 to push for sure. Dan's back out.
Dan and Liam will get 1 flying lap because Liam came out the pits. Dan pitted, so he'll get 1 flying lap. For Andy, Phil and Welshie, they'll get 2 flying laps. Joe's just came out the pits. I think Joe's left it too late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. He's not going to get round. Well, yeah. You've got to have some hell of an outlap on cold tyres to get round. I don't think he's going to do that, to be fair.
No, I don't either.
Dan's going to get 1 more crack at it. Where's Andy? Andy's coming in the stadium. He's basically going to be... he'll get 1 more crack at it as well.
He will. That's Liam getting another crack at it just in front. Yeah. Andy crossing the line. Improves half a second nearly.
Does improve,
so he's only a second behind.
Yeah,
Phil
good
then.
Improvement.
Phil, the next car to cross the line. He's not up on his time, but will get 1 more chance at a flying lap. No improvement this time around for Phil. Well, she's on a PB this lap. He's PB sector 1. So we'll have to keep our eye. Oh, it's Dan though in sector 2. Andy's pitted, so Andy's bailed.
Yep.
Dan, as we know, on an
outlap. All together in that corner there. Is he going to be a quicker boy?
Outlap, isn't it? Came out the pits.
Yeah, sorry, beg your pardon. So now he starts his flying. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Welshie and Phil still.
Oh, deep into 1. Very deep.
Yeah,
back
that's
end.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Welshie and Phil coming into the final corners. Kelly, what can he do? There is Welshie. Any improvement? He'll get 1 more shot at it. No, can't do it.
Yes, he will.
Can't do it. Oh, no, Phil's at sector 1. Who's that at the end then? That's Joe. So I'll tell you
Joe,
what.
look, he might make it, you know.
I think he's timed it just right. He's going to have about 6 to 7 seconds as he crosses the line. 8 seconds as he crosses the line. So we'll get a run at it. I wonder what he's had to do to get that lap in, and it's gone.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gone from him straight away. The first lap gone. Dan, PB sector 1. Liam, let's jump on board Liam a second. Green in sectors 1 and 2. Coming into the stadium section will be the next man to finish. He looks on a good lap. Can he get that Audi on the front row of the grid? This is going to be the key one to see at the moment.
Come on, Liam.
What's he going to do? Down that final corner now then. Crosses the line. He's improved, but it's 3 tenths slower than Andy. Not enough.
A hell of an improvement, to be fair.
Great improvement.
4 tenths up.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Great lap.
So we got left. Dan, what's his time? What's his deltas like? What's he like on your phone?
On my phone, he's not setting PBs at all here.
He's not. No, he might have peaked,
setting PBs. And he's the last man to do because Welshie has finished as well. So Dan then has got pole position. Andy will be second. Liam just missing out on the P3.
He's backed out of it.
Yeah, he's backed out of it.
Yeah, he knows he's got it.
He's got the pole. First pole of the season for Unorthodox. But I tell you what, here then, good qualifying for himself. Liam getting a P3. He will really be on a high after that. But it's Dan from Andy, then that Bozzy Boy. Rabbit Joe in 4th with Phil 5th. Welshie down in 6th place. Peaceful Explosion starts 7th ahead of his teammate Monkey Boy, after the guys who cannot qualify. Then it'll be Big Boy Brazier, Little Each, D-Biggs, Gary, and you feel for Emo Guy P13 here, because that Porsche, that Ginetta's going to struggle to get anywhere near these guys off the line, I reckon, as the drivers are going to be ready to go. Don Productions, Gary win race 2? I don't think so. I think it's Dan. I've got to say it. It's Dan. I don't think the Ginetta's got what the Porsche's got.
I think the little bit of rain at the end might spice things up, you know. But I think most probably Dan will with pole position will take off and run away with this one. He's got lots of the very, very quick. Andy's quick, but I don't think the Ginetta's got it. The guys that are very quick, Jamie, D-Biggs, Gary, have got an awful lot of cannon fodder to get through first.
Do you want to know something interesting?
So, go on.
So Peaceful Explosion has the best average qualifying for qualifying 2. He's got 2 pole positions and a 7th now. Obviously, we've not been able to qualify today, so his average qualifying is 3rd. The next best average qualifying is that Bozzy Boy, aka Liam, a 5th, a 4th, and a 3rd. So he's making progress. So next week, maybe in race, if he has to qualify for race 2 next week, maybe a 2nd or a 1st. He's get him on the front row. That's the sort of progression he's getting quicker, my mate.
Quicker.
That's the sort of progression he's going to want to be seeing throughout.
Absolutely. So that's what he needs to do. He just needs to work on his racecraft, doesn't he, and get just get this season in pro and just keep himself in there. Really, I don't want to be passing him. On the
you don't
on
want
the
to
way
take his
to
plane
pro and him
ticket,
coming
do you?
back. No, I don't want to take his ticket.
What that will say as well, Jamie Brazier's race in the last race means that he is now the outright leader in terms of race victories here at Simplay Motorsport, with 16 overall victories in the 3 seasons so far. I mean, 12 of them came in Season 1 when he was Pro-Am. He's only won 2 last season, and he's won 2 so far this season. But we're about ready to go then in this one for the 2nd time tonight, the final time tonight, before we head to Donington Park in the East Midlands, half an hour away from my house. We're green here, and who gets the best of starts? It's not Liam! He's not moved off the line! And Jamie's hit him! D-Biggs has hit him! Emo Guy's hit him! I think Jamie and Peaceful went off as well. Horrible getaway. Little Each, Joe's on his roof. What happened there? Yeah, that didn't seem a hard enough hit for Little Each to roll Joe. This looks like we're watching the Pro-Am. What has happened there? Liam still isn't moving. I don't think he's going at the minute, is Liam? No, he's stuck. He's stopped on the line.
To be fair, there was people going off before even anybody hit Liam. So towards the back. What were you saying earlier, Smithy, about these pro guys being so good? As you said, it looks like Pro-Am. There was cars and chaos everywhere. Phil Luck up to 3rd in the Acura, got through that chaos, and Gary into 4th place. Halfway round the lap, so that's a cracking good start.
That's from P12 on the grid, Kelly, as well. So great start for Gary in this one.
Yes, indeed. I feel shades of last night, 11th to 4th. But Gary going absolute great guns and making the very best out of that start. Can't wait to see that again.
Where's Peaceful Explosion? Because he's saying he's a minute 2 down. No, he's now changed to 23 seconds. Liam's a minute 8 down. Has he got going? He has
got going. I don't know what happened there.
No, I don't know what happened there. What a shame for Liam.
Leach with lots of damage, lots and lots of damage.
Now, that was a strange hit for me for Little Each, because he was quite close to Rabbit Joe, so it's not like he's flew into him to roll him. It was a very strange start. D-Big. Phil's made a mistake.
Phil going backwards. I think he's got damage. He's going very slowly. I was just looking at the state of D-Biggs' car. Staying out of trouble was the words he told us in the interview. That's not staying out of trouble. That car's a foot shorter than it's supposed to be. He's had an horrendous start. He's going to pits. He's going to have to. Phil
one
as
man
well.
who stayed out the
pits.
Joe stayed out the pits even though he's rolled it. So Little Each and Biggs in. They've got a pit again. Joe, look at Joe's Porsche. It's horrendous on the front. But yet he stayed out. Surely that car is a handful to drive at the minute, and he stayed out on the circuit. He obviously doesn't want to pit twice, but is it worth it? Will he lose too much time? Little Each in the pits. D Biggs in the pits. Peaceful's not pitted. That Bozzy boy, he had no rear spoiler, so surely he's going to come into the pits. But it's Dan, from Andy, from Gary, from Monkey Boy, Emo, Big Boy Brazier, Welshie Joe, Phil and Peaceful. At the minute, you're your top 10. With Little Each and D Biggs in the pit lane, we imagine Liam's going to come in as well. And Jamie now hunting down the Ginetta of Emo Guy.
Yes, he was at a cracking lap and a half, because remember, Emo Guy started from the absolute back, and he's up into 5th place at the moment. It looks like he's carrying a bit of damage. Could be cosmetic, might not be that bad, as he doesn't bother that apex too much as he comes through this section. But he's looking like, looking like the car sees some action.
Oh, he's dropped it!
And there she goes. There she goes.
And he's dropped it all on his own. He's not even touched the curb or anything. But like you said, he does look like it's been in the wars. So is it just a bit of damage that's caused it to lose the rear? Dan, though, 2.5 out front already. He's really gone in these opening couple of laps. D Biggs is still in the pit lane. He's about to be a lap down. Liam's in the pits as well. Look, D Biggs a lap down. Yeah, but a lap down and got to pit again.
Yep. A lap down behind his teammate. That's going to hurt him. But he's not even going to make it out in front of Andy, so he goes a lap down, and he's lapped by 2 cars already. So that's his race. Oh, and then he gives gives Andy a bit of a nudge. What a shame! What a shame! Oh dear.
Peaceful looks like he's had an incident as well. That front end looks a bit squished in. Joe still not deciding to pit either. And just looking at Joe's pace in the 45s, around what Phil and Welshie are doing as well. So have they got damage? Peaceful 2 seconds quicker than the 3 cars in front.
Look at Dan's race pace.
Wow,
look at it. He's got the bit between his teeth, isn't it? I think he's trying to build such a gap that he doesn't have to worry about the wet weather. As Gary's on a charge now. Gary's within a second of Andy.
Sorry, I think Joe's lost a few places. I think he's had a bit of a spin because he's dropped behind Phil and Peaceful Explosion. Over there,
he's struggling.
And that looks like
he's got to bring that car in.
Yeah, that surely now is, if he's hit that wall especially and it's added to his damage, that surely just get it pitted, splash and dash later in the race.
I tell you what, that Porsche is not a pretty car when it's smashed up, is it?
No,
it's ugly as sin when it's had a few hits. I mean, the Merc doesn't look too bad when it's had a bit of a crash, but look at the state of that.
Now hang on, Craig's in the pits again. Little Each is in the pits again here.
Has he been in before? I know D Biggs has been in. Look, yeah.
I don't think.
Did he come in last time?
He did come in. Did he have a drive-through? Maybe he did a drive-through.
Maybe.
Not sure why.
I don't know.
He's put Dan in the chat, but he's obviously in the pits and he's now a lap down his Little Each. So that's not where he wants to be. Dan again in the 39s. A 39.3 from Dan. So he is really flying at the moment. Gary will be the man wanting to catch up to the back of Andy. How's that progression going?
Not so good. He was within a second of him, and he's just dropped off that pace a little bit. I don't know what's going on with Gary. I don't know if he had a couple of a bit of a squirrely lap or whatever, but he's Andy's got the pace of him. Although as he starts to catch up, look in the down the straight, really starts to catch up on the back of Andy as Andy's defending from whoever that is. That D Biggs.
D Biggs. Andy, where's Andy? Andy's very deep at the hairpin. Andy's gone wide. And Gary comes side by side with him now, down in towards the quick right-hander. Gary, don't forget, don't downshift for this one. Well done. And he's got past Andy then as D-Biggs ran a little wide. He's got past Andy. Now, question, if D-Biggs can pull away from these two here, do you think Dan will let his teammates... Oh, he's made a mistake.
No, forget
he's
that.
He's made a mistake. That one's gone. I was about to say, do you think Dan will let him unlap himself to get back onto the lead lap of this race? But that one's out the window. I think D-Biggs is pushing hard here. He's just ran wide again. I think he's pushing a little hard.
I think he had a little incident with Andy, didn't he? As he came out of the pits after having the repair, he bumped into the back of Andy. I wonder if that's given him damage again. And he's deciding to run with it for a minute, but pretty much race over for D Biggs, isn't it? He's going to struggle to do anything from there. Yeah, absolutely. Damage limitation. Just score as many points as possible.
Where's Rabbit Joe on the track? Let's have a look where Rabbit Joe is. He's dropped to P10. D Biggs is 11th, but D Biggs is coming over the start line. Where is Joe? He's coming he's just gone through sector 2. Now, surely with his spin this lap, he's got to pit.
What's pit window is?
Lap 6.
Lap 6. Is he trying to eke it out?
I mean, last lap was 2 minutes for the lap, so if he's trying to eke it out, don't forget, there is a bit of rain around, so you're going to want to maybe pit later as Phil's looking up. He's like,
sorry.
look at the Acora! Look at the Acora! It's got everything!
Something.
He's done him! Yes!
Yes, actually, nearly, possibly. No, it hasn't. No,
hang on.
No,
wait,
it hasn't actually.
Wait.
No, hang on.
Wait,
everyone.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
It is. Yes, no, the power of wet dreams. Here we go. It is actually overtaken something.
Yes!
Oh, look at that.
Get in there, Phil.
Power.
Yeah.
VTEC power. That 1.3 Honda Jazz motor is just flying in the back of that.
But look at the Porsche come right back at him instantly the minute they get on a straight. Look at the Porsche starting to just come back at Phil. Phil's going to have to defend early here. In fact, he's already gone defensive. Look how early he's gone defensive.
1960s Beetle drags itself back up behind the Honda Jazz. So
that'll be it now. I think Phil, now we're getting into this section, should keep that Acora in front of the Porsche. If you ask me, it's better through the corners. But folks, we witnessed it here first. The Acora can overtake Porsches. Job done.
Yes.
Sut Apex with just crying emojis in the chat. He'll be absolutely loving it. Gary not dropping Andy as quick as we thought. D-Big still sat behind them. And on to the lap 6 we go. So pit window's open
still in the
for this lap. Dan is still in the 39s. He's going to be hard to catch, but pit window's now open. Joe can pit the end of this lap when he starts his 6th lap. Oh, he's off again.
He's off track again.
Now, I'm not lying here. He's done a 1:48. Biggs is 7 seconds quicker. D-Biggs is now 39 seconds behind Rabbit Joe. And Biggs has got a fully fit car. Has Andy made a mistake? I think Andy's made a mistake because
Andy? Is it? Yeah, it is Andy. Yeah.
Andy's nowhere near Gary, so I think Andy's made a mistake. Maze Gamer, Acora with laughing emojis. The Wall, laughing emojis. You guys are brilliant. Acora re-shouting as well. And a round of applause from Maze Gamer. They're absolutely loving the Mtcc. We've got fans of the Acora in the chat.
They're loving it. I think they're taking the mick, to be fair.
Andy, loving it.
Matt, I think they're taking the mick a little bit. But there you go.
Something I've noticed on Biggs' Porsche, as you said, he may have damage. That front bumper's bouncing around a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's got a Ginetta print all over it. That has.
I think so as well.
Yeah, where he had a bit of a knock with whatever. So D Biggs, as I said, his race pretty much ruined. So who's doing well here? Jamie, considering he started way back being the race winner, he's up into 5th place. Don't forget, we've got a pit stop to take, and we've got rain coming at some point towards the end of the race, we believe. And but when will it come? That's the next thing I'm thinking.
Oh, wow. Dan's on the 39 deads, Kelly. Sorry to interrupt you. Wow.
No, not at all. Look, he's flying, isn't he?
He
absolutely
has got
bit between his teeth, his
tail between his legs, and he's just gone flat out.
Yeah, he's like a little terrier that's been kicked hard between the legs, and he is running for his life, isn't he? 7 seconds now ahead, 8 seconds nearly of Gary. That's a second a lap. He's gained a lead over the second place man. He is absolutely flying. But again, I was going to say, is he trying to get as much speed as possible before the rain comes, as much gap as possible? It would make sense. But Dan's the rainmeister anyway.
Well, we say that. Remember what happened at Spa, though, Kelly? Decided to stay on the slick tyres during his pit stop, and it ruined his race. So we say he's a rainmeister. It didn't go well for him.
No, and I mean, is this a case of, and I know Dan's had real problems getting his tyres to be changed by his pit crew. Dan seems, I don't know if the pit crew hate him or what, I don't know what it is, but they always seem to mess his pit up. So is he trying to get as much distance as possible? Well, that's no surprise. He should have come in about 5 laps ago. But,
now, the thing I'm going to say here, Kelly, before you get back to your point on Dan, Joe's pitted, he's waited till the pit window, he's then dived into the pits at the end of lap 6, fix his damage. Rain on the way. If you know that rain's on the way, why haven't you pitted straight away? Repair the damage, come out by D Biggs, Little Leach, and that Bozzy Boy, so you're in that fight. How much time is he going to lose here? D Biggs, we imagine, is just going to fly past him, and he could come out around Liam Gamer. He had huge damage on that Porsche.
Yeah. So what you're actually saying is that he's going to have to pit twice anyway.
I think he's got to pit twice. Why has he left it so late is the thing I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So he could have just pitted for the damage and then taken his mandatory when he'd had to change tyres for wets. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't thought it through, or maybe he hasn't checked the weather.
Well, that's it, isn't it? We'll have to keep an eye on where he comes out the pits in relation to where is Little Leach. That's a good point. Let's have a look. Where Little Leach is. It's P12.
Back, isn't he?
He's coming down the start line. I don't know if that's been repaired or not in the pits, but I mean, he's still going. Joe is still in the pits. So Little Leach up a position. Joe now 12th. Where's that Bozzy boy? Joe's just away now. So where's Liam?
It's still looking rough as rats. Hasn't done cosmetic, has it?
No, it hasn't done cosmetic. He's lucky that his pit stops at the end of the garage. Liam, nowhere near at the moment. Phil's into the pits as well at the end of lap 7. So Phil coming in here as well.
Yes, indeed. So these guys... was Phil got damaged? Phil didn't have any. Did Phil have any damage at all? I don't see why these guys are going to pit early when they know there's rain coming.
Yeah, that's something I'm quite surprised about. If they know that the rain is there, why are they pitting this early? Sutty's saying he should put wets on. I presume that's on about Joe. They? I mean, surely they'd burn up.
Too early, innit? Too early. Mind you, it's hard to say. Last night on a drying track, I was comfortable on the wets and I wasn't burning them up. Wasn't quick, but I wasn't burning them up. I was comfortable. But that was a wet drying.
I was going to say, you just said it there. That was on a drying track. This is bone.
Yeah, absolutely. Still Dan in the 139s, constantly in the 139s. So he's got himself into a rhythm and a groove. I haven't put the track map on, have I? Speedo track map. There we go.
Right, even to Holty in the chat. Guys, 20 people watching. Let's hit that thumbs up. Well, let's get this video to 20 likes. Holty obviously not able to commit to every week, unfortunately, in the Pro-Am, which is a shame because Holty is a real front runner in that category.
Is he?
He is, yeah.
Have I been up against him at all yet?
Spa race 2, I think, but he had a bad race.
Okay, I look forward to racing him in the Pro-Am because all I need is some more quick guys in there. That'd be great. So where are we? This is probably the closest battle on track. Jamie Brazier with a solid 5th place. From the back of the grid, that won't be too bad. I think he'd be reasonably happy with that because he didn't, in the interview there, he wasn't expected to be that quick tonight, was he?
No, he didn't sound like he was expected to be that quick.
Yeah, and top tip for any IT guys out there who are having problems with internet connections, all you got to do is open some doors.
Open your bedroom door.
Let the signal flow. Let it flow through the house.
What he is in here is a good position. Oh, Andy's made a mistake. I was just about to say he's in a good position following Monkey Boy and Andy, but Andy's made a mistake and that's allowed him through. It's also promoted Monkey Boy onto the podium then here, and now what can Jamie do? Oh, he's a bit deep there.
He was a bit, wasn't he? But he'll get away with that. Do we think that? Both Andy and Emo Guy are veteran sim racers, aren't they? They're both quick. They've both had lots of race wins. Maybe not here on Simplay, but certainly on Motive and all the championships that they drive on. Is that Ginetta just on the edge? Are they just driving it too hard, or what? Because they're not seeming to get the results that really they deserve.
I think they're doing something similar to what you're going to have to in the Acura, which is get rid of all its downforce, really make it a setup that's pretty much a hot lap setup where you're on the edge all the time, and then drive it like you stole it.
Yeah, and of course that'll bite you because I don't think I've ever seen Andy make quite so many mistakes. You know, so. I mean, you know him well as well. It's just not his kind of form, is it? I mean, I think season long, the Ginetta might have been a mistake to choose.
I think when you look at it, Spa was a good choice. Here's not bad, but half the track. I think Sugo's a good track for it.
Yeah.
We'll see at Dubai, but am I looking at anywhere else? Yeah. Not really. And that goes, not really. And that goes for Sutty and Phil in the Acura as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Welsh is in the pits. Welsh is in the pits, and he sped again.
And he's got speed in the pits. Come on, Welshie.
Now, I'm surprised Welshie's pitted a bit later than Joe, obviously, but there's rain on its way.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So Daniel still in the 39s, but so is Gary now. But he's the timing's all over the place. He was about 10 or 11 seconds behind. There we go, sorting himself out. 10 seconds behind Dan is Gary, but he's in the 39s as well at the moment. So the Porsche's going very, very well at the moment. Where are we? Then we've got Monkey Boy, who's having a good shout tonight. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's been very solid tonight, don't you think?
I do. Now, hang on.
Yeah.
Is that a spot of rain?
Never. That's going to be early.
Is that a spot of rain, Kelly? Or is
maybe,
it just me?
Yeah, maybe. Let's go. Let's go. And see if we can see any of this. I reckon I saw something that looked like rain, Matt. So that would be very early. I was expecting it more around 13, something like that.
Yeah, another
13,
couple
14.
of laps. Now, going back to what you said, Monkey Boy having a solid night. Good race 1, good race 2. No, it's raining. It's starting to rain. That is definitely rain that is falling now. So the rain is coming in. Andy!
Oh, it's
huge
Andy
mistake.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got away with that one. Peaceful is now in. Now, surely that's for the wets. Has to be.
It's early for that, though, isn't it? It's early for that. I would have gone another couple of laps, wouldn't you?
I mean, I'd have gone another.
Not really raining.
No, but if he's got damage, because that Mercedes looks like it's got a crumpled up front end. Oh, we've lost Jamie! Jamie's not going to score!
Oh, no.
Someone shut the bedroom door and shut his dreams. Oh, Jamie.
Gary's in the pits as well.
Now, I don't mind this strategy. I don't mind this strategy here. Peaceful in the pits. Bit of damage maybe. Change onto the wet tyre. Bit of a longer pit stop. Gary...
It is starting to rain now. It really is starting to rain. So
and for me, maybe. Gary, do the opposite to Dan. 10-second gap, do the opposite.
Yes, indeed. So when does Dan pull the trigger? That's the thing now. Dan's had this race all comfortably under control.
Yeah.
But
don't forget though, Kelly, Disco Face had race 1 under control last night. And look how that turned out for him.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This bit of rain is just going to be just a little thorn in the side, I feel. But Gary's in and out. Now, has he changed his tyres? You would like to think so. Let's see how Gary gets on.
I think his stop was long enough to say he changed tyres, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Dan's just coming into the complex. Would you go in this lap?
Oh, Phil!
Phil's going deep, yeah.
Phil's made a huge mistake there. Would I pit this lap?
6.
No, I'd pit next lap, being honest with you.
Let's see what Dan does.
If I was Dan, I'd go another lap here, but... Which it looks like he's doing, yeah. Just noticing,
let's see his lap time.
Gary came out P4, so not a bad stop.
Still in the 140s, Daniel. He's a 1.3 off his ultimate pace, but still in the 140s. Still quickest man on track.
I think the track's going to start to get wet here, though.
He's got to go in this lap, hasn't he?
I think so.
Yes, indeed. So, let's see. In the chat, NJ saying unlucky Jamie yet again.
Oh no, Monkey Boy!
What's happened to Monkey Boy? Oh, he's got a penalty.
Time penalty.
Yep.
Time penalty.
And it's really raining in the pit lane now, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, that's Andy in the pits as well. Look, it's getting wet under those slicks now.
Yeah, you'll see a bit of spray kicking up now. So I think I do feel Little Leach is in the pits.
I did one lap last night because my teammate was in the pits. Kind of the way it kind of panned out for me last night. Every time I wanted to pit, I had to go a lap extra because my teammate was in the pits, and I had to do a full lap on the slicks in the wet. And I tell you, that was the hardest lap of my whole race last night.
I tell you what, listen to this. The house phone went off and it just kicked me off the internet.
Oh, oh no.
Now, Monkey Boy here, 10-second penalty to his name, but has come out well in front of Andy. Andy's only just come out the pits. Emo guy still got to stop. Good stop then for Monkey Boy. Can he hold on to that P3? He's only 6 seconds off the back of Gary. So Gary then, 49 behind Dan. Dan's in.
Dan's in.
Now, I think Shake and Bake may have made a mistake here. I think D-Big should have pitted last lap.
Right. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, and he's back up into 6, isn't he? So he's going well, but if he's still on, oh look, struggling, going deep there on that one. He can't pit now.
He's got to go an extra lap.
His teammate is in the pits. He's going to have to go round again. That's tough. Believe me, that's what I've had to do, and that is tough as. So Dan's in the pits. Liam in front of him. He's got a car that looks like it's lagging all over the place, or squirreling all over the place, should I say. The car's back on its wheels,
Dan's
and
out.
He's away.
Dan is out the pits then. Liam on the wets as well. Rabbit Joe not yet been in for the wet tyre. Gary, struggling
Gary's
a little bit
deep.
there.
Yeah.
Now, Dan's drove well first part of this race because he's kept...
quickly, man.
It is getting wet quickly. Dan's drove that well that he's kept Gary at bay here, and he's kept Gary at bay and gapped him.
Yes, indeed. What is the gap when the timing sorted itself out? Sorry?
Phil is in.
Phil's in, Phil's in. So when these timings sorted out, where is Gary in relation to Dan? Dan's going to have a completely different beast underneath him now, but we know he's good in the wet. If his tyres have changed, probably 15 seconds now back to Gary. So Dan's gained himself 5-6 seconds on this. Gary did look like he was struggling when we jumped to him. So nice and steady, Dan. You got this one in the bag if you keep it sensible. 4 laps on the wet, piece of cake. Piece of cake if he keeps it all together.
Welshie in the pits, as is Emo Guy as well then. So they're all coming in, which means Rabbit Joe can't do his pit stop. He's up to P8 but can't stop because Welshie was in the box, which is horrible if you're Joe. D-Big's trying to get past a lapped car. That's Liam. Or is that Liam?
And he's on the slicks. Look, he's trying to keep that thing together.
I think that was Liam repassing Biggs there. If you ask me.
Has he gone round again? No.
No, Biggs is still on the lap. Dan's only just come out this lap, hasn't he? I think that was Liam, sorry. I think that was Liam unlapping himself from D Biggs. And D Biggs could be in for a bit of a stop. There's Dan in the background. Look now, can Liam get near Welshie? You see the blue dot of Welshie moving in the pit lane. He's now away. Liam's not going to be able to get on the back of Welshie.
He's not this
Welshie,
time.
though, does have a time penalty that Liam could maybe capitalise on. Let's just go to Joe. Is Joe struggling like D Biggs is?
God, look, Joe's cars. Oh yeah, of course they didn't do the cosmetic, did they?
No.
Yes, and yes. Yep, that's a handful.
Oh, and that's going to be more damage as well.
Yeah, yes, indeed. So that's going from bad to worse for Rabbit Joe. D-Biggs, as we said, is in the pits at the moment. It's going to be a simple tyre stop for him because he had damage last time. So, I mean, we'll see where he comes out, but he is making the best of it because he had a horrendous start to this race. Dan now still pulling away from Gary. He's now 20 seconds over Gary.
We saw Gary struggling, didn't we? Yeah, we saw Gary struggle. Monkey Boy's got 10 seconds over Andy. That's just dropped to about 9 actually now. So Monkey Boy may not be finishing on the podium here. Andy on doing bits at the minute. We look like Phil is going to pass Biggs in the pit lane. Biggs, I think, is moving. Phil moving out the way. Well, I don't think the Jeanette is going to be that quick onto you, mate. Although, is that Phil? Phil looked like he was slowing down there to let Andy through. When Biggs is the prize he can get, and Phil drives past another Porsche. Pure peace. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Sorry. No, he hasn't. No. Tell a lie. Told a lie there.
There you go. So D-Biggs comes out and he drops a place for his pit stop. So he's and he's got Andy right in front. Oh no! Andy goes off. Did he get touched?
Well,
did he get touched by Biggs there? I couldn't see. I was looking in the wrong direction. I'll try and look at my stream and see if he did or not. But hard to say.
Strange one, wasn't it? Now, Joe in the pits. Where does he come out in relation to his teammate and, excuse me, that Bozzy boy? I think his teammate's about to fly past him, and I think Liam may be about to get past him as well. Yes, Welshie goes past. Liam on the track map. He goes past as well. So Joe today has not called his pit strategy well at all in this second race.
I know. Andy lost it all by himself.
Right.
Andy lost it all by himself. Biggs wasn't close. It was that turn 3 went in the wet. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. It puddles up real quick. If you touch the curb, you've had it. And it puddles up real quick. And as you can see, D Biggs just coming into the stadium. The other one is just there where Phil is in the background, just in that corner, as he's got Little Leach all over him. Puddles up there as well.
What that does for Monkey Boy is it gets that pressure off of Andy to Monkey Boy with his time penalty for speeding in the pits. That allows Monkey Boy to sort of have that third place and maybe that podium chance that he's been looking for since winning the Pro-Am last season. Well, back on the podium maybe. What a job he's done today, guys. Lap 16 of 18. Get your vote in for driver of the day. We'll get mine and Kelly's at the end of this race, but I think it's one or two men for me.
I've got an idea on this. Look, but it's beginning to start to get look at the puddle there. Look.
Yeah, starting to get really wet, and that Mercedes looks like it's struggling just a little bit. So we're going to see what happens here. Little Leach has passed Phil on the timing screen. Sorry.
This is what we had all last night. I saw Monkey Boy almost parking it on the apex of turn 1 because it's so wet. Let's see. Where's Gary? Gary's just coming. Is in by the Mercedes grandstand. Dan is
stadium.
Let's just see. Look how wet the track is. This is what it was like last night. It looked like glass in front of you, like ice. And if we just watch what Dan does. This turn 1. Let's say, I mean, for me, I was braking, almost stopping on the apex, and then accelerating again.
Yeah, Dan just rolling it through quite nicely there.
Just rolling through, yeah, absolutely. He's coming up behind Welshie in the blue Porsche. I like that little Welshie's gone deep. Has he just got out of the way? Who knows? But he certainly danced through past him comfortably. And who's that in behind Dan? Is that Emo guy? Going off.
It's Emo or Andy. Yeah. It's Emo guy. Yes, that's Emo guy P5, who's 21 seconds off the back of his teammate here. His teammate looks like he's had another trip through a puddle.
He's in no man's land, isn't he?
Dan's 10 seconds quicker than Gary that last lap.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is?
I mean, his car looks in good nick, doesn't it? Doesn't look like he's been off many places, but just not got the pace.
No, indeed, and we're on lap 17 already, and didn't that one go quick?
It has.
Very quick indeed. So let's talk driver of the day, shall we, on lap 17?
Yeah, driver of the day. No votes yet in the chat. I've got to give mine to Gary, to be fair. A second and a third. I think he's consistent and very well. I was going to give it to Monkey Boy for a fourth and a third, but I think Gary's just done that bit better job.
I was thinking about Jamie earlier on because Jamie had a cracking good, obviously had a fantastic scrap for the win in the first race and was going great guns until his disconnection. So I think an honourable mention for Jamie, Big Boy Brazier, because he was doing very, very well. But for me, I think it's going to be Monkey Boy. That Merc is, I wouldn't want to be driving that round here, certainly not in this weather. So, and I mean, he's going to look like he's going to have a comfortable, even with his penalty, he's going to have a comfortable third place. So for me,
Emo guy's past Andy. So what's happened to Andy? Sorry, Kelly.
No, not at all. Well,
Andy's got big damage. Big damage.
He's playing the Honda game and cutting the grass and going into the pits again. So let's see where Andy will end up after pitting that. He's on lap 16 because he's a lap down already. Dan's on his last lap.
Dan is on his last lap. What a drive it's been. It's flew by. Dean Wasaki, Gary, driver of the day. Fury says Dan for driver of the day. I'd have given Dan driver of this race, Jamie driver of race 1, but Dan had his problems race 1 that didn't get. That's what didn't give Dan my vote. But he's had a stellar drive. And NJ says driver of the day. So at the minute it's going in favour of Gary 2 to 1 to 1 to 1. But Dan for the race 2, driver of the race. Had he got that fourth or fifth that he could have possibly had in race 1, then probably Dan for my driver of the day. But he just lost a bit of time. Now, Peaceful past Andy, extra places.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dan. I think this is a masterclass from Dan. He led from the lights. Nobody's bothered him at all. This has been an absolute masterclass in race 2, and. He paid the penalty for you're not qualifying in race 1, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. You roll with the punches and whatever. But as I said, an absolute masterclass from Dan in this one. And again, you can say that I'm biased, and if you do, I don't care. Because the result just shows
Dan,
that really. He's been,
Dan, 10 seconds in front before the rain came, pitted, pulled out an extra 5 seconds. He's then pulled out an extra 16 seconds since the pit stops. He's absolutely dominated over Gary here. It's going to be that one Orthodubs who's going to take the race to win his first win of the season. That's only his third in total, so a good job for Dan there. Then it looks like Emo Guy's going to cross the line, so Dan has lapped up to 4th place here, who's just behind him, so good job for Dan. But Gary then, still not second at the moment, or still not finished second yet. Still got plenty of track to bin the car. I mean, touch wood, that doesn't happen. You don't want to jinx any driver, but still got plenty of time. Just looking at the chat, still Gary leading the driver of the day vote. And it looks like he's going to come home for a P2. Cracking set of results to go. And this showing again why he's the pro champ, just picking up the points. Oh, what a save. Oh, hang on.
Oh. Bit of lagging going on there. What's happening?
Bit of lagging. Now, where's Monkey Boy? In fact, I don't think Monkey Boy's going to finish 10 seconds behind Gary from that position. No. So it does look like Gary's going to take that place. Liam got past Joe and Welshie at the end of that race. So Liam up into the top 10 for him. Monkey Boy, that's Little Leach just behind him, who is going to finish. He's going to cross the line to finish P7. Andy then will have finished. Oh no, Andy's not finished yet. D Biggs would have finished P6. He's just crossed the line. Monkey Boy then on the podium. Great for Monkey Boy to be there. What a job from him. Peaceful then would have finished P5. We are just. Oh, Andy's lost another place. He's lost out to Phil. Phil's now gone up into 8th place here.
Oh, look, Emo Guy just tiptoeing this thing round. He's half.
No, he's done. He finished behind Dan.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah, of course he's lapped down, so he's done. Peaceful in 5th. Race is all done.
Yeah, race all done. Phil then gets 8th place with Andy coming home in a P9. Not the race for Andy. That Bozzy Boy getting a top 10 at the end of this one. So a good job for him, with Welshie finishing 12th and Rabbit Joe 11th. Fastest lap of the race, down a 39.0. What a job from him. Liam getting 10th place and getting some points for the Iron Brew Racing team. Let's just get the top 3 in for a chat. Gary's already in the party, so Gary can get himself back in, but let's just get Monkey Boy and Dan in for a quick word before we go off air tonight. Kelly, any final thoughts from yourself while we just get these guys in?
Hockenheim, well, again, we said it after Daytona last week, and said what a cracking meeting that was. I think over the 2 nights, Pro and Pro-Am, again, Hockenheim, great racing, great racing. This tonight went very, very quickly, and that's a sign of a good race when it all kind of goes really quickly. But still game on, absolutely. Very much so, game on, with Jamie Brazier's disconnection just as he was gaining on Gary in terms of the points. That is not what he would have wanted, but it's not Gary who leads the championship leaving Hockenheim. It's Dan who leads the championship by 8 points, but let's not forget, Gary's still got to play his double points card. Dan has taken his, and that is where Dan ends up. 8 points in the lead of Gary, but Gary extending his gap to Biggs, who kind of seems to be sitting in 3rd place here, while everybody else is jumping up and above him and below him. D-Big sitting in 3rd. Jamie's dropped to 4th. Craig staying 5th. Monkey Boy moving up to 6th after a good result tonight with his teammates staying in P6. Andy losing out a little bit. The main Acora of Phil then in P8. 36 points, only 12 behind Monkey Boy. Emo Guy in P9. Rabbit Joe rounds out the top 10 just ahead of that Bozzy Boy. Sooty drops down to that is 12th place. Welshie 14th place. Welshie 15th. Now Sooty is 12th, Welshie 13th, 14th, Mazda 15th, Keegs 16th. That was harder work than it should have been. It was.
Got an headache now. Shake and Bake lead the Constructors' Championship by 20 points, but again, half of that team has taken their double points. Lady Legends are then 2nd, GQ Motorsport are 3rd, Iron Brew Racing 4th, Class 9 7th, 5th, Run Flat Racing in 6th, Straight Line Racing is 7th, and Simplay Racing still no points as one driver disconnected. One couldn't be bothered. But Gary, Monkey Boy, we'll start with you. Sorry, apologies. P3, great night, a 3rd and a 4th.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any of that. I thought this was going to be a Porsche circuit, but I'm more than happy with 4th and a 3rd.
Getting quicker?
Yes.
Have to ask. No, solid night for yourself. Like you say, you didn't expect a lot out of the Mercedes. Was you worried at one stage with your time penalty that Andy made pip you at the end?
Yeah, I'd come out just behind Peaceful and he sort of said, I'll let you go. So I shot down the inside and then I went off and I thought, oh God, it's like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah, the next thing I know, and saw Andy's like gone off again. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I can be a bit more careful now. And yeah, just brought it home really.
Well, good job from yourself. I'm sure you'll take the points you've got, obviously climbing the championship as well. Nice to see you in the Pro getting the results this season. Obviously, season 1, I mean, we don't need to mention it, but it's nice to see you up there this year, obviously after winning the Pro-Am last year.
Yeah, I'm just pleased I can compete, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
First year wasn't just a fluke as such. But yeah, I'm just happy to be here, enjoying it. So.
Well done, mate. We'll let you get back to it, and we'll see you at Donington next week.
Thank you.
Gary 131 for the first time. Well, not for the first time. He's losing his championship at the moment to Dan. But Gary, second and a third, solid 90 points. Champions driving yet again.
Yeah, a bit disappointed really. Don't really want to talk about that race, to be fair. Pit strategy was ruined, pushing too hard, losing the car. It was all a disaster really, but I'll tap Hito.
Does it sound that great then? What do you mean by pit strategy ruined?
Pitted too early.
Far
too early.
Right, okay. So driver error?
Yeah, driver error. Can't blame it on the pit crew this time.
Are you? I mean, do you think tomorrow, Gary, maybe in the cold light of day? I mean, Dan was on fire on that one. Do you know what I mean? And it was always going to be a struggle. I mean, you had a great first lap. Starting from where you started, and do you think in the cold light of day that second place is that really as bad as you think? Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm happy with the second place. It's just like I said, it could have been better. But when in the dry, when I was 7 seconds behind, I think the best I was, and it just every lap was a second again. By the time I looked next time, I was 12 seconds, and I thought, well, we'll have to settle for second here. I think he'd already done the business by then, so well done, Dan.
Did you, for one point,
Absolutely.
think we seen you struggling on the wet tyres? It seemed to be when the rain really started to come down. Did you ever think that Monkey Boy was going to gain on you a little bit?
To be fair, I see Monkey Boy had the 10 seconds. That's what made me push a little bit too much, to be fair. So.
Right.
But we'll take second. We're happy. We've had a good day in the team as well. So happy days.
Yeah. Well, best luck next week, mate. Solid. Can't wait to see you go around Donington.
Cheers, mate.
Well done.
Cheers.
And we've got our race winner with us and double points taker tonight on Orthodubs. Dan, you've got to be, I suppose, mixed emotions at the minute, but you've got to be happy with your performance in that second race.
Can I get a hug?
Somebody might do that. Somebody might do that. Yeah.
Race one. I don't know what I was doing. I pushed too hard. Race one, obviously, got caught up with a little bit of shenanigans again. Front wing, the front downforce was damaged, so I couldn't really show my true pace. So I was kind of wounded already at the start. And then when I got clear air, I just pushed too hard in race one. So at least it gave me an opportunity to qualify and put myself near the front. And then Matt knows, I desperately wanted to get the lap record here.
Which you have.
Which qualifying I got in.
Yeah.
And I did the lap record. I did a 37, which I was happy with.
You've also got it for the race.
Did I? Oh, all right. Okay, cool. So there we go.
Yeah.
Sweepstake at Hockenheim. So it was a solid round. Race 2 was about as best it could have got. I think I made one small error, and that was it. Other than that, race 1 was where it all went wrong. Really.
Yeah, now tell us what happened, because we heard from Gary and Jamie in the mid-session break when we was off air that you made a mistake at turn 1, but we picked you up at the end of the lap having a problem. Where did the mistake happen for yourself?
It was turn 1. Right. I trying to push too hard, and that outside curb once again just bit me. As I haven't been dropping it all. Matt knows through that the practice sessions we've been doing, I've been smooth all the way through turn 1. The one time I just try and push a little bit too hard, it snaps, and that was it. Rear downforce gone, and that's it. I was just trying to recover to get back into the pits. 8th place though, with double points. It was a recovery. That's basically 4th place points. So.
Well, I mean, you've came away with 34 points tonight, so 68 in total. I mean, it's not a bad points haul.
No, it could have been better. I think I could have got a podium in race 1. But it's what it is. I mean, I've got to take it on the chin. Double points is gone now.
Just to say, that's your best points finish without the double points at the 3 races, at the 3 venues so far this season. So that's your best sort of set of results, points wise, today.
Yeah, it's not good enough in my opinion. Like with the qualifying ban, I had a good race on my own, avoiding trouble. It's just I'm not being consistent enough.
Yeah.
It's one race I'm good, one race I'm terrible. I need one weekend where it's good all the way through. But we'll take what it is. It's well, I'm leading the championship now, so it's all about staying consistent and quick from now on. So and shake and bake.
Shake and bake. I said it on the stream, Dan. I thought that was an absolute masterclass. And again, you know, without being biased, as said, I thought that was an absolute masterclass from you. From lights to flag, you controlled the race top to bottom, in the 39s all the time and a 37 in qualifying. Would you say that was one of your best races ever? That's race 2, maybe not for scrapping and you know, overtakes and whatever, but certainly for showing the way. Imagine if you had that kind of form all the time.
I wouldn't. Yeah, thank you for that. But I wouldn't say it was my best run ever. I would say Bathurst was probably my strongest ever weekend.
Yeah.
But it's definitely up there. Race 1 was again, it just cancel out the race 2. Race 2, I would like a fight. I was hoping Andy would give me a fight, but literally as soon as I made one little error at the start, over wheel spin too much, and panicked because Rabbit Joe was coming flying down the inside, so I covered him straight away. And then next thing you know, there's chaos behind me. So then D Biggs is telling me like there's an incident going on, there's chaos.
There was chaos.
I was like, right, I've got to put my foot down and go now. So, and which I did. So it just annoys me that I see Gary there. I saw Gary there. He can't have a bad weekend, can he? He can't have one. It's just always there.
Wow.
That'll come down. That'll come down.
It always seems that way when you're the man chasing, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? And you know, last night I'm thinking to myself, how is Fury still make so many mistakes and still, you know, going as well as he does? But it always feels like the guy in front of you is doing better than you are. But we're game on, aren't we? We're game on. Shake and Bake versus Leachy Legends.
Oh yeah, we're taking it to him. If this round didn't prove it, then I hope a couple more in the future, for sure. But I really genuinely thought Gary was going to catch me in that race, because I saw him in second. I was like, oh god, right, I've got to be on like qualifying laps, because I knew if I make one mistake, he's going to be there.
He'd be there.
So, he'd be there. So
I think it's fair. I think it's fair to be worried about Gary. Absolutely.
Same car, same equipment. So there's nowhere
to hide.
Nowhere to hide. So
well, at least well done, Dan. And just say Gary got voted driver of the day. Of course, the deciding vote went the way of Beth and voted for Gary for driver of the day. So Gary, driver of the day. Sooty, just to say, Dan, you say your best race was Bathurst. Sooty, obviously the lap record holder around Bathurst in the race, not Dan. But that's all we've got time for. Kelly, thanks for joining me once again.
My pleasure.
We will...
Donington next week. We're all looking forward to that. It'll be some great racing next week. Looking forward to it.
We will see you next week live Wednesday night for the Pro at 8 p.m. BST and Thursday at 8 p.m. BST for the Pro. But that's all we've got time for tonight. Take care. Have a good weekend. We'll be back next week at Donington Park. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
And we're clear.
Something needs to be done about Emo Guy's internet. It's fucking awful. Well, it is the worst.
Yeah, he's like tonight. I saw he's like.
I can't pass him. I got stuck behind him. He went off. I hit him because I had nowhere to go, and I got damaged. It's fucking ridiculous. Lag is killing my championships. No, but it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is a problem, isn't it?
And I think it's happened to DB. I don't know what happened at the start, but he reckons something to do with lag.
Liam's wheel cut out, and he didn't pull off the line at all.
That was carnage.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, what did you see?
Not happy.
What did you see, Gary? You were right back there. What? Because from where we obviously saw from the front.
You lucky fucking shit. You lucky fucking shit.
That was very lucky twice.
I heard DB
and all the cars trying to avoid him.
I heard D-Biggs go, oh my god, it's absolute fucking chaos. Oh my god, oh my god. I was like, oh, that's good. Jamie, Gary, and D-Biggs, all you lot are stuck in that accent. I'm all good. Fucking next thing you know, look at the time sheets, you're fucking fifth. I'm like, how the fuck has he done that?
I guess.
And then there was a spinner after turn one as well. And my brother absolutely smashed him to pieces, and I managed to avoid it.
Joe Spann. That's what happened to Joe.
Rabbit Joe. He rolled Rabbit Joe.
Yeah, it was blue car, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what happened to Joe.
Him flat out.
He had a good launch. That's what happened. He had a great launch. He got Andy by turn one, and he almost had me into turn one, and I covered him. No contact made, but he hit the curb, and as he hit the curb, it spun him round. That's what I saw in my review. Me and Andy got on at that point.
Yeah.
I see Joe spin it, and I said, and I was right behind my brother, and I thought, he ain't gonna move. And I said, did you even see that, Craig? He put, no.
We just caught it on the stream. We switched over to the stream just as Craig was rolling Joe over. He kind of hit him right in the side, and you see the car go over. And it's on the stream, just the last kind of the meat and gravy of it, But as I said from the start, it looked like a couple of people. On it, mate. No. I think Jamie got fastest lap race one.
I didn't get a qualify. Can't qualify because I want to take the lap record. Fuck up race one. There we go.
Yeah.
Only thing that I got